What's good, nigga? What's good, my children?
Going to GameStop though. And you probably already know what I'm about to say. Yeah, trade-ins. GameStop is one of the most gangster corporations I've ever seen in my life, son. And they still do this same thing
What y'all
to this
doing?
day. To this day. To this day. If you go in there, buy a new release game for $60, play it for 2 months, let it collect dust for another month, even though the game is still worth $60. Go back to GameStop and trade it in for some money, thinking you're about to get something close to the original. Guess how much you're gonna get back? $6. I don't know about some of you rich folks out there, but for me growing up, I repeat, never got an allowance. My parents taught me since birth. You hear that spit on the mic? Since birth. That chores were something you were supposed to do. So when I rode my bike there and didn't get much back from those devils, when I traded in my game, guess who kept the money? Me. You got McDonald's money? Yes, I do. You see these red bottoms, Mom? Yeah, I'm a boss. You a worker, ma. I don't dance now. I make money move. You need something? Holla at your boy. Once I got old enough to get a job and save up money for games and consoles instead of relying on my parents, I would just walk or ride my bike down to GameStop because I was privileged enough to have it down the block. It was real risky going by myself though because I lived in a town full of thieves and chaos. So best believe I'd speed ride or walk every single time because those bike rides and walks were getting my calf muscles.
Nothing chilling for
I
bro.
remember I was
If you get the PS5, do not do the badge glitch,
about to
bro.
release that year. It was mind
I ain't
blowing.
never ever doing it
Never
again.
even seen before that year. Everybody was going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs over the
Like
PS4.
never ever ever
I
ever
seen
ever
a
ever.
garbage truck full of PS3s past my house every single day. On release day, there was always an early release for reserved console purchases at midnight, and the lines would be as long as my dictionary. Luckily, I got to make it to one of those reserved midnight releases because I reserved my PS4 weeks in Game Boy Advance. So I got to be a part of that line.
They banning
I
folks
was in that
fast this
line
year,
like,
bro.
Mama, we made it. Pulling up for the
You
damn
do the badge glitch, even if you do the badge glitch one time, bro, they gonna know, bro.
Side note, that
They
song
banned me
came
for the
on
VC
every
glitch,
Sunday
bro.
morning. If you know, you know. Now let me just make some of
They
these
got fucking
very
software,
clear
some shit
about
that
that
tell
midnight
people,
opening
tell
night.
them you do glitches or
Something
not
was
this year, bro.
very off about GameStop that day. A little foreshadowing, it wasn't a get in, get out operation. Because as the lines got shorter, things got real weirder. Because when the line eventually
I never thought they would ban somebody
the store, I
for
know that there
glitches,
were a
bro,
lot
for
of
real.
people, but they're not more
They
important
rarely
than the
did this
people
shit.
I saw. There was one employee, a woman with a gigantic purse and her toddler, a guy with a bag over by the racks that's been sitting in that same spot for 20 minutes looking back and forth at the cameras, and a guy with baggy pants and a baggy shirt on. Not only did I notice those things specifically, I also noticed for some reason all of the racks with things on it were close to the line leading to the front
No,
counter.
still.
Does that not seem suspicious? Y'all ever get that feeling when you go somewhere
Damn.
and you get this
That nigga real life muscled
feeling
me in
of
the paint.
anxiety, like something's about to happen? That's how I'm at this point. But I ain't saying nothing. I ain't 6'9". I just kept it all to myself. And just observed. But just when I tried to brush it off my shoulder as a coinky-dink, things got weirder. All right, everybody, can I get your attention? Can I get your... Hey, stop moving. Stop moving. Listen. I am closing tonight. Boss man left the store in my hands. We only have a few people left. Let's get these PS4s out. I look towards the front counter, and it's like everybody's playing red light, green light, because when the employee would turn around and look for another reserve PS4 to give out, everyone I just named stole something. I'm bamboozled. It's like before they came into the store, they were sitting down at a table like, all right, so you're going to be here, 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 and here.
The holidays can be a casual thing, a modern shindig.
Or made just for them.
The holidays don't just happen, they're made by you. Get 40% off all Christmas floral and decor. Michaels, made by you.
You don't want a future that matters.
Let us begin. There's no precedent. Let us remind them who we are.
He's bigger than you. He's bigger than everybody.
Every time he turns around, everybody takes him. Oh, I guess everybody in this room is tough right now. Blind as a bat to the cameras that's literally recording you.
Oh my God.
They didn't even care about the recording. They say I lived in a town full of thieves, so they probably would have just never got caught anyway. Because people cover their tracks all the time around here. They stole something every time she turned around for 10 seconds. Full 180 degrees. Red light, green light. Red light, green light. Red light, green light. But just when I thought things couldn't get any weirder, the toddler turns around while slowly putting a toy in his pocket and says to me, "You see something?" Nah. I ain't seen nothing. Ever since I was uploaded to this earth, I ain't never seen nothing like this in my life. Bro, this kid looked like he was 2 and is using full sentences, clear vocabulary. What did this lady put in his milk? That? He got me over here sweating bullets. And I'm 3 times his age. As the line got shorter, they kept stealing and stealing and stealing. At this point, it's starting to look like a King Science Exposed video in here. Out the corner of my eye, I see this dude standing outside the window, staring at all this happening. He stares at me, I stare at him back. After 5 seconds of staring, boom! Dude put the burners on and gassed off. And I'm thinking in my head like, I'm gonna die, I'm really gonna die. Oh my God, I'm about to die. You know what? That was nobody. Maybe he wanted a PS4 and could get in. No big deal. Hakuna Matata, Timon and Pumbaa. That means no worries. But out of nowhere, I felt this certain urge to do same thing everybody was doing, even though I knew the cameras were right there. Because y'all should know, back then, I was a follower, sheep of the flock. But it's alright, I'm grown now. I'm a shepherd now. I lead the flock. When I move, you move, just like that. I know you want to do it. Yeah, that new Sonic game looks good, don't it? Running, jumping. I know you want to find them 7 chaos emeralds, huh? Just take it. Everybody else is doing it. Why not you?
Listen, my Buddha. This is not the way. Do not listen to that booty scratcher. He smokes 6 packs a day.
That wrestling game looks real good right now. Smacking down, hitting it raw. I know you like the jump rope. I like jumping
Man,
ropes.
she takes me back. She takes me back. Man,
You
fuck
like
this bitch.
jumping ropes, dude?
No, my brother.
Man, she left me
Booty
on
scratcher.
open. She takes me back.
Booty scratcher.
Ropes.
Booty scratcher.
No, don't. You ain't gotta say nothing, bro.
That's the dude from outside.
You ain't gotta say
Everybody,
nothing, bro.
stop. You, stay put. You're fired. You didn't care if they stole it all. You didn't do anything. However, you could have spoke up. But here's your PS4. I'll ring you up. You're free to go. So apparently that was the boss outside the window watching the entire time in a spot nobody could see him, but I spotted him. According to him, he did it to see how his employees would handle this store while he was gone, because for some weeks prior, things would go missing every time he let the employee handle the shop. And turns out this was an issue that happened for a long time, so issue resolved. Moral of the story, don't be a follower. Be a leader, man. Don't do anything anybody else does. Take orders from your own mind. Because think about it. An original is always worth more than the copy. I know I overcame that struggle in my life.
You said what?
Why can't you? And then from behind me, I hear, Lord Donald, I say you live? I did think say you live somewhere nicer than that. No. Yo, Donald, I really don't say you live, dog. Rotted. I turn around, and there's this group of kids laughing at me. And
I don't know what to do. Do you like video games, anime, magic, Breath of the Wild, Avatar, not spending money? Well, if you said yes to any of those things, then you're going to love today's sponsor, Genshin Impact. A brand new, completely free-to-play, massive open-world Japanese RPG game available on PC, Android, iOS, and PS4. Now, when it comes to combat, right, you have a beautiful combination of elemental and melee attacks to pick from. There are 7 elemental powers total, every character gets 1. But seeing that there are 24 playable characters to unlock, you'll get a chance to experience them. When you get the game, try this out, right? Start off with your fire character, then switch to the wind character for the Wombo Combo Deluxe Fire Tornado Swirl action. Toasty. Characters are unlocked at random in the gacha style, each character having their own unique storyline. And at level 16, you unlock co-op mode, which allows you to team up with up to 4 of your friends cross-platform. As a part of the global launch, there are several events where you can unlock high-level characters and rare items such as the People's Choice event and the Wings of Companionship event, where you can unlock the 4-star characters Zhang Ling and the Wings of Companionship glider respectively. Now, you can spend money on this game, but I guarantee you that you can also spend hundreds of hours playing this game, never running out of things to do without spending a dime. So, use my link in the description and download this game today. Thanks to Genshin Impact for sponsoring this video, and thank you for supporting me. Children can be cruel. In fact, I dare say that most of the dysfunction and insecurities we carry with us into adulthood are the results of things that happen to us as children, often at the hands of other children. The cruelest thing I think that kids do to each other is mock and tease each other for things that they have absolutely no control over. You know, height, skin color, the kind of clothes their parents can afford to give them. It's fucked up. And listen, I agree that getting teased as a kid helps you build thick skin, and you need that in life, because at times the world can be a very cold and unforgiving place. But does that justify children being mean to other children? I don't know. Personally, I got my fair share of shit growing up. I fell and knocked out my 2 front teeth almost as soon as I got them, so I didn't have any front teeth from nursery school age until like the 2nd grade. And when they came in buck and crooked. So I got bare crooked teeth jokes all the way until like the 5th grade when I started to somewhat grow into them. They were still crooked as shit, but I embraced it. Kinda. I got big feet jokes. I got ugly feet jokes. Oh God. Niggas made fun of my hairline. They said my head was big. And I wasn't short as a kid, but I wasn't tall. And I was skinny. So big kids thought they could push me around, which is why as a kid, I just tried to be everyone's friend. And to top it off, my mom would buy these big-ass backpacks every year, even though I would tell her not to specifically buy me JanSports. And she would never do it because she said that they were expensive while being poorly made. And she wanted me to value things based on their quality instead of their popularity. Which is true, but still lame. But of everything that I've ever been teased about, there was one thing that really bothered me when it happened, and I think it was because it was based around a lie. See, like when I got teased for my crooked teeth, I would go home, look in the mirror, and say to myself, yeah, these some crooked ass teeth, nigga. Maybe one day you'll get braces, I don't know. But when people start lying about you, what you gonna do? Embrace the lie? All you can do is ignore it, which is easier said than done. So back in like the 8th grade, right? Back in Jamaican high school, my dad started a supplies company, supplying things like copier paper, stationery, and other office supplies to other companies. He started it with his friend, and together they settled on setting up their base of operations at this spot that was pretty close to my school. So one day, he picks me up from school and tells me that he's gonna stop by the office on the way home and show me the new place. So we're driving down from school, down this main street called Hope Road, the same way we always drive to get home. We're like 3 minutes down the road from school, and then my dad makes a right onto this property that I had never noticed before. I'm talking, I've been down this street hundreds of times at that point, never once did I notice this property. And that's probably because the small entranceway was hidden by an overgrowth of bushes and shrubs. So we drive down this dirt road and park in front of this large one-story building, which was clearly a house, not an office building. This was a house, and it was old. Like, the niggas who built it had slaves, bro, for sure. It was so old, and it was not well taken care of. Turns out, the people that owned it inherited it from their family and wanted to turn it into a business complex. But it was still in the beginning phase of being turned into that. On the outside, it still looked like an old rundown house. Now, at first, I actually thought it was kind of cool. You know, I like old buildings, and I like the idea of my dad starting a company. And when I went inside, it looked like an office space. There were desks and computers and air conditioning. There was fresh paint on the walls. Everything looked legit. On top of which, I thought it was pretty cool to now be walking distance from my dad's office. So that became the daily routine. After school, whenever I didn't have sports, my dad would pick me up, take me to the office, and I'd play video games on the computer until it was time to go home. Well, one day, my dad says to me, "Hey son, instead of me picking you up, I want you to walk to the office after school." So I'm like, no problem. So one day, I'm walking to the office after school, and I'm walking with a crowd of students. In Jamaica, we don't have school buses that pick you up and drop you off from school. Most kids have to use the city bus. So I'm walking to the office. These other kids are walking to the bus stop. Kids that know who I am. We're walking, and then we get to the gate at the front of the property. So I turn and start walking up the dirt pathway, and then from behind me, I hear, "Lord Donald, I say you live? Me did think say you live somewhere nicer than that." No. Yo, Donald, I really did say you live, dog. Roger. I turn around, and there's this group of kids laughing at me. And I don't know what to do. Because one, they're still walking on their way to the bus stop. So I'm like, I'm not about to chase them down and try and convince them that I don't live here. Also, I don't live here. So I'm like, I guess I should ignore that. But I still felt pretty shitty because I could see how it looks like I lived there. And no one's going to look at this rundown old slave master's house and think that there are these small companies being started in the back. And no one at the school actually knew where I really lived because my parents weren't the sleepover and hang out with other kids after school kind of parents. So I just turned around and with a good amount of embarrassment, walked into the house. And I didn't say anything about it to my dad because I didn't know what to say. So I just didn't. But I knew I never wanted to walk there again because I didn't want this rumor that I live in a bando to grow. But I also didn't want to tell my dad that I didn't want to walk there anymore because of what some dumb kids are saying. So the next day, I go to school and I'm paranoid that everyone now thinks that I live in an abandoned house down the street. Every chuckle I hear, every whisper, I think is some kid roasting me about living in a dump. And I already wasn't the most confident kid in the 8th grade, so it made me feel insecure. And now the school bell at the end of the day went from being my favorite sound to being the sound I hated the most. I came up with all these ways to avoid people finding out about the house. Sometimes I would just sit and wait after school for as long as I could, so that most of the kids would have already taken the bus home. I tried to always walk by myself, and if I saw someone that knew me, I would just walk in a way where they couldn't see me. And then, as soon as I turned the corner onto the property, I would run to the house door, trying to get inside before anyone I knew walked by. I was putting myself through so much just to avoid people finding out something about me that wasn't even true. And that's how I operated the entire rest of the school year. The next school year, though, my little sister started 7th grade at my school. And now after school, I had to walk her to the office. And that changed everything. Because now it wasn't about worrying about people spreading rumors that I lived in some rundown house down the street. Now it was about making sure my baby sister got to my dad's office safely. Also, my little sister looked up to me. And if she sensed that I was insecure about the house, maybe then she would start feeling embarrassed about it too. And I didn't grow up with a big brother to teach me the importance of masculinity and stoicism. But despite being divorced from my mom, my dad did teach me enough to know that it's important that the women in your life never see you as weak or scared. Even in the moments that you are weak and scared. Because that's just what men are supposed to do. So the very first time I walked with my sister, she wanted us to walk with a group of kids she knew. So we're walking up the street, and then as we get to the gate, surrounded by people who knew both of us, instead of wanting to hide, with this picture. Because nothing was wrong with that picture. And I don't know if my sister even sensed it, or if she was just already mature enough to know that shit like this didn't matter. But she looked comfortable, and like she didn't have a care in the world. And that's all that mattered to me. And I noticed, I heard no snickering, no laughing. It made me think, why though?
I can't wait till I get BC,
ever
bro.
let that shit bother me in the first place? And from that day on, it never did. I never explained myself. I'd walk with my friends sometimes, and if anyone ever asked me why I'm walking in there, I'd just say, this is where I go after school. And then that was it. There are a lot of morals that you can take away from this. But the one I want to focus on is that when someone tries to gain popularity at the expense of someone else, it's because they believe that
Try playing 2K21 on current gen.
Is by putting someone else down. And that is a true mark of someone who feels inadequate. So take solace in that. And know that more than likely, it's because you have something that they wish they had. I don't know the last time that I told myself that I want to. Cause if I wanted it, girl, you know that's what I'm going to do. I can spend my nights here with nobody else. Sorry, I'm filled up, I'm close to myself. I could die tonight if I go alright. I don't need more time, I know souls don't die. No, hope I'm right. Oh. I don't know what possessed me, but I decided that if I asked for the ball one more time and he didn't give it to me, I'm gonna grab that metal chair leg and get this video banned from YouTube.
I don't care about my win percentage on Twitter.
So if you watch one of my previous animations, trying to impress the high school bully, then you know the story of Don and Eli. So go and watch that video if you want the full backstory on how we got where we are in this one. In a nutshell though, Eli and I started off as friends in the 7th grade. But by the time we got to the 8th, I noticed that Eli started to change. He started to roll with the bad man girl, giving trouble, getting into fights.
Bro, 2K20 about 2 years old now, bro.
Granted, it was over.
Not 2 years, but it's still.
When you're 13, Pokemon is serious business. Okay? Fast forward to the 9th grade, now things are a little different. Yeah? Now I'm 14.
Oh, he missed it. No.
He's starting to kick in. I'm getting
Watch him break it.
Muscles are getting.
I swear to God, these niggas never make their shots,
Still
bro.
not deep, but sounding less like a girl
Oh my.
every day, and that testosterone is notorious. Turning good little boys. And with all of that comes more confidence and less tolerance for niggas trying to press you, especially over bullshit. So here's what happened. It was after school on a typical hot sunny day in Jamaica, and I'm on the blacktop basketball court by myself shooting hoops in my school uniform. So there I am, doing my thing, when through the corner of my eye, I see a familiar face walking up to the court. And I knew what he wanted. He wanted to shoot around. Now, if it was anyone else, I would have gladly welcomed the company. But fuck this guy. Not just because I didn't like him.
Oh my God, I wish he come back to the same spot.
Garbage, bro. Straight trash. Boom. Garbolini. And I hated him. That was a factor. So on top of the fact that I didn't like his face, I
don't care about my win percentage on here, bro. If I get back on 2K20, all I did was lag out on that bitch, bro.
And he didn't come with, I want to.
You don't even feel lag on this.
He came with, nigga, you better share that ball in it. So, I decided to ignore it. I went from shooting free throws to working on my post-up.
Ooh.
That way, there was no way he was going to get this ball. So there I am practicing, and then he's
Then I have all my
"Yo,
playmaking badges before I get my shooting badges.
I'll respond. He says it again. Yo, shoot the ball. So then I say to him, nah, I'm working on my layups. Doesn't leave. Still just us on the court. So I'm doing my thing. And I know he's thinking about how he's going to get the ball. And he wasn't going to just try and take it from me. Because, although I wasn't a tough guy, I was starting to turn into a big dude. And it's not like I was ever a coward. So I figured, as long as the ball didn't roll in his direction, I had nothing to be concerned about. Eventually, though, I do get tired of practicing layups, and I want to start shooting the ball again. So I start to shoot. At first close to the hoop, but with every shot I make, I step back. And as I
Oh my gosh, she keeps trying to touch the TV.
in my direction. And it was only a matter of time before he finished. So now I'm close to the three-point line. I shoot it. It goes in. But this time, the ball didn't rebound in my direction. It goes to Eli. So Eli gets the ball, and now he starts shooting. Of course he missed. The dude is garbage. So I'm standing there.
Yeah, most definitely gonna have all my playmaking badges first.
Because I know he's on me naked. For the first two shots, I was saying, but then I was like, hey, yo, pass the ball. I made the last shot. Now he's ignoring me. So I'm like, yo, pass my ball. Reminding him that this was my ball, that I brought from home. And nigga starts practicing his ball handling skills. He's crossing over, he's dribbling. So now he's not even shooting. And he's still ignoring. So now I'm like, okay, I see what it is. This dude didn't come here to shoot around. He didn't want to get shots up. Nah, he was just bored and wanted to get under my skin. Well, he was doing a pretty good job. So I'm like, yo, pass my ball. He looked at me, was like, go suck your mother. I was like, oh, gotta kill him. So now my blood is boiling. My heart rate starts to
What
spike,
the fuck?
and I'm getting that tunnel vision. Because it became obvious. The only way I was going to get my ball back is if I took it from him. And that's when I remembered the broken chain. Before basketball practice the day before, some of the guys were goofing around and throwing around this old metal chair that someone had took from a classroom. It had been outside for a while.
What the fuck happened?
And started to rust. And while the guys were tossing it around, one of
Did the game count?
And I remembered that it was just sitting under the sideline bench. I don't know what possessed me, but I decided.
Man, hell no, I ain't about to play the same game over.
And he didn't give it to me.
I'll be
I'm gonna
goddamn.
grab that metal chair leg and get this video banned from you. And if you ask anyone that knows me, I'm a good guy. I'm a gentle giant.
Right about me,
bear,
please.
right? But it was hot, and I had a short temper, and I held a grudge against this dude. So I asked him one more time, yo, pass my ball. Nothing. So I say, bet. And I start to walk over to the bench. I wasn't going to ask again. I was going to grab this and start swinging, my niggas. As I'm walking to the bench, I think God sat up in heaven and looked down and was like, yo, this nigga really about to do this shit. If I let him do that, I ain't gonna have none to watch on YouTube in 10 years. So I'm reaching under the bench when I hear the rim go ka-clunk. Eli shot the ball, breaks off the rim, no surprise. But then it bounces gently and rolls right under the bench where the chair leg was. So now I had a decision to make. I could get this chair leg and rearrange Eli's medulla oblongata, or I could pick up my ball and go home. So I picked up the chair leg and I ran up on that nigga. I'm kidding. No. I wouldn't be here right now, guys. I picked up the ball and I went home. I'm going home. Yo, Long Beach is a genius, yo. Anyway, okay. So that's the story, guys. I picked up my ball and went home. I went to my dad's office. Did I tell that story yet? I'm not sure. So much going on. But yeah, Eli and I never spoke after that. Never had any issues with him, never had any issues with me. Just kind of avoided each other. But not even. Just didn't really see him. I think I saw him on graduation day. To be honest, I think he gave me a head nod on graduation day. I gave him one back. wonder what he's doing.
Iced out jury for the set. Yeah, all of my niggas they need to know that they don't need emotion. It's hard to keep it close, cause we're all doing the most. Yeah, no, it's hard keeping track of me. Looking at my wrist, I never feel like I can do too much. For my heart and my soul out. If I never get it, they can say I didn't do enough. I hope that someone can love me without loving all of me. Yeah, I was counting out, I still went all out. Now I can't believe these niggas telling me to ball out. Yeah, I don't wanna talk. But a few fans have ran into me. They know where I live, so I'm like, yo, what if this was a crazy person? Bro, I am staring at my phone. I am terrified. Do you think that maybe she's capable of doing something? He's like, bro, to be honest with you, possible. So around the beginning of 2019, back in Austin, Texas, I had this crazy fangirl stop me and follow me to my house and got inside my house twice. So one morning, I went to the gym to work out, as I do, or rather, as I did before the virus hit. It was one of those popular membership gyms, you know the ones. I walk through the door, walk up to the counter, put in my code to sign in, when I'm greeted by the desk girl, you know? And I noticed that she was staring at me. Like she knew me or something, you know? And I don't even think YouTube. I was just like, oh, maybe I met her before. So I'm like, yo, what's up? Have we met before? I know who you are. Oh, yeah, that's me. I'm the guy. Yeah, I watch you all the time. This is crazy. I just got a job here. Wow, I can't believe this is happening. Oh, so you watch my video? Yeah. One of my favorites. Okay, bet. Oh wow, shout out to you. Wow. Well, hey, it was great meeting you. That's crazy. That's dope. Thank you for the support. I'm about to go work out though. You have a great day. So I say goodbye, I walk away, and I don't think much of it, because I meet fans from time to time, It's cool, it's great. If you ever meet me in person or see me, come ask to take a picture. I love it, it's great. Especially if I'm in front of a girl or my family. Do it all the time. So I continue to go to the gym, I see her a few more times. Whenever she sees me, she waves hello. No crazy. Right? So I make music, right? Got a whole music channel, Spotify. Check it out if you want. Outro song pretty fire. That's all I got to say. But I make music. I make music with my friends. One of my friends at the time was living with me at my apartment back in Austin, Texas. His name's John, and he's a producer. Pretty good at it, actually. In fact, if you ever saw that viral TikTok where Trap Chinese New Year, King Vader made a viral dance to it or whatever, John made that. So, you can go check him out. It's only one of the most viral beats to ever go viral on TikTok in the history of TikTok. But whatever, that's just my boy. So one day, John comes into my room and he's like, hey, yo, bro, got this little shorty coming through. So I'm like, man, that's dope. What's up with that? He's like, yeah, this shorty, she hit me up out of nowhere, said she want to make some music. So, I'm about to charge her like $40 an hour, make some money, and then maybe afterwards we can kick it. You cool with that? I'm like, yeah, bro, bet, go make your money. He's like, cool, I'll tell her to pull up in like an hour. So about an hour goes by when I hear the doorbell ring. But John's still in the shower. He's like, hey, bro, you mind let her in? Keep her entertained in the living room. I'ma be right down. I'm like, I got you, bro. I got you. Don't worry about it, bro. I got you. So I go downstairs to the door, all smooth like, gotta represent. Open the door, see the girl. I'm like, hey, nice to meet you. I'm Don. John is in the shower. He'll be right.
This playbook, man. Get creative, man.
I already met you before, so I took a step back. I'm like,
fucking off in the car. I be calm.
Oh,
every single place.
What's up? You from the gym? Yeah, I'm looking a little different when I'm not wearing my work clothes.
Sleep flicker, all that shit.
So, are you gonna let me in? Yeah, come in. Yeah, so you make music?
Greg, what the fuck are you on, my nigga?
I'm like an artist, you know, I paint.
Nothing,
I
bro.
make music, I do
What
all
you
kinds of
thinking of
stuff,
tonight,
you know?
my nigga?
You're like
You don't know too hype.
inspiration. Oh man, that's wow. Now, okay, I have to describe what this girl was wearing, because that's key to the story, right? So she was wearing a blue denim like jeans jacket on top of a black hoodie with some jeans or whatever. Nothing crazy, right? But then she sat on the couch, and when she sat on the couch, like the jeans jacket kind of like shifted, and it revealed a logo on the chest. And it was my merch. So I see that, and I'm like, no, that's not good. That's not good now, no. But I play it cool, right? Like, I'm still, like, giving her a chance. You know, I'm just like, okay, this is a lot. But maybe she just, like, really, like, rocks with me, you know? And can I be mad at that? Turns out, yeah, you can, and you should. So John finally comes downstairs, and he has no clue what's going on, right? So I'm like, oh, dope, okay, well, all right, I'll see y'all later. Y'all about to go make that music, right? Well, I'll be down here, y'all go upstairs, make that music, and I'll be down here, and you up there. So they go upstairs and start making music. I stay downstairs and keep working on YouTube videos, and for a while, everything's okay, right? Maybe 30 minutes passes by when I hear little footsteps coming down the stairs. Who could it be? Oh, who else but my #1 fan. And now, the jeans jacket is off. So it's just now my Sauce is Forever hoodie logo just in my face. And I'm like, I've never not liked this hoodie so much in my life. Anyway, she comes downstairs for like some water, whatever, tries to talk to me. You know, I keep it short, she goes back upstairs. Does this maybe 3 more times in the space of 45 minutes. The next time someone comes down the stairs, it's John. Comes down, looks at me, and he's looking at me like, yo, my bad, bro. And I'm looking at him like, yeah, you're bad, bro. Because without me even giving him the backstory, he could see what was going on. And you know, I wasn't really mad at him, but it was definitely weird. So I look at him, I'm like, hey, look, you didn't know. I didn't know. I'm about to leave. I'm gonna go to the gym or something. What time you said she gotta be out of here? And then he told me that she had work at 5 and that was in 2 hours. So I was like, cool, I'll just go to the gym, get some food, come back, she'll be gone. Bro, I go to the gym, I get some food, I come back at like 5:30. She's still there. I see her car, I call John, I'm like, yo, what's going on? Why is she still here? He's like, bro, she called out of work. She trying to make more music. I'm like, there's no more music, bro. Get her out of the house. If I gotta come in there, I'ma come in and I'ma tell her to leave. He's like, no, don't do that. I'ma tell her to leave. So he tells her to leave. And then she leaves. Then I go in the house. And then that was it. Or so I thought. So in my opinion, that was her, like, following me home, breaking into my house. Well, more like she finessed her way into the house. She did that once. Well, she did it again, but the second time, it was more illegal. So, boom, you know, we sent her home. Me and John are laughing about it. And I'm like, yo, bro, you know, she can't ever come back. He's like, damn, well, she was talking about coming through on the reg. You know, that would be a few hundred a week for me. I'm like, well, this is too bad, because this girl's crazy. He's like, yeah. I didn't go back to that gym for a while. Like maybe a month or 2. I was just like, I'm going to let it breathe. But it was the closest one. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to go back. It's whatever. If I see her, I see her. If I don't, cool. So I started going back to that gym like every day. But I don't see her. Morning, nights. Nothing. So I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe she quit. Maybe she got fired. I don't know. Maybe she moved to another gym. I don't know. I don't care. Not complain. So I continue to live my life and I don't think about it. So that concludes Act 1 of this story. But it gets crazier.
this is a two-part story, but instead of doing the typical YouTube thing and trying to split it up and get more views, I decided to give you the whole story at once. So if you are enjoying this video, please click the like button, drop a comment, it helps a lot of people and resources went into making this video, especially so quickly after my last one. Thank you as always for your undying support and loyalty. And now, I present you Act 2.
With Facebook Shop, connecting people with your business just got easier.
I want it to stop.
Fast forward, and it's now like Halloween time, right? So John and I decided to go and hit the grocery store to get some candy, right? I wanted a very specific chocolate. I wanted Ferrero Rocher. Now, I don't eat these chocolates anymore, so this is not an ad, but in the past, Ferrero Rochers were my favorite chocolate. So much so that John and I went to the store, I bought a whole box, and I put it on my story on Instagram saying how much I love it. Okay, that's all you need to know about that part, okay? It was key information. Moving on. So, like I said, it's now Halloween time, which means it's fall, so it's nice outside. So what I did is I took my workstation, my desk, my computers, all of that, moved it from the living room down into the garage so I could work in the garage with the garage door open, and it would kind of be like I'm working outside with the fresh air. It was just great. Only thing is, sometimes I would go upstairs to just do something and forget that I left the garage door open. In fact, a couple times, I left the garage door open overnight. Now, I lived in a nice neighborhood. The neighbors knew me. Also, the garage door, I always left it like half open. I would never open it all the way. So, whether it be luck or just circumstance, no one ever like stole anything from me. Well, one morning, I wake up and I go downstairs to get to work when I noticed that I had left the garage door open. And I'm like, gotta stop doing that. That's not good. So I sit at my desk, you know, getting ready to start work, when I noticed that on my desk was a pack of Ferrero Rocher chocolate. So at first, of course, I'm confused because I would have remembered buying these and I didn't. So then I instantly think, oh, it was probably my neighbors. See, at the time, I had these very cool neighbors and we were like family, you know, we'd have cookouts all the time, and the girlfriend had like these two daughters. One was like in middle school, one was like in elementary school, and they knew I was a YouTuber, and you know, they think it's cool, so I'm thinking, okay, one of these people must have, you know, like, maybe it's Halloween, maybe they had over some leftover chocolate, and coincidentally, it happened to be my favorite chocolate, and I guess they thought it was cool to just leave it on my desk. That's okay, cool, right, for sure. Gotta be that. Can't be nothing else. And like I said, these were my favorite chocolates. So I ate them. And I was suspicious of it. You know, I was like, there's a chance it wasn't them, and if it wasn't them, this is weird. But they were my favorite, bro. I couldn't help myself. So later in the day, I run into my neighbor, and I asked her, I was like, hey, did you or the girls leave me some chocolate on my desk? She's looking at me like, what? Why would I do that? We don't like you that much, Donna.
We need some milk.
Instantly, my stomach starts to hurt because I realized I had just eaten some strange chocolate. I mean, it's not really a secret where I live. Like, I didn't put it out and publicize it, but a few fans have ran into me. They know where I live, so I'm like, yo, what if this was a crazy person? What if this was a prank? What if they did something to the chocolates? I'm dying. I'm dying. I run upstairs, I go to the kitchen trash, I put my finger down my throat, bro, and I start to try and make myself like throw up. I was never good at doing that, so I didn't. So then I just laid on the couch and accepted that I had just eaten cyanide or something, and I was gonna die any minute now. But some more time passed, and I thought about it. One, I'd eaten the chocolate hours ago, so if there was anything wrong with it, I would have felt it by now. Two,
I did really take care to make sure it was sealed closed. Like, just to be safe, I was like, just in case. And I had one more left in the pack, so I was like, these are probably fine. And I just ate it, and I was fine, okay? I know, stupid, right? But I love these chocolates. But now we had a mystery on our hands, right? Where did they come from? It didn't take long for me to think that maybe Shorty left them here. So I called John, because he was out of town at the time, and I called him and I'm like, yo, bro, this happened. Do you think that maybe she's capable of doing something like this? He's like, bro, to be honest with you, it's possible. I don't know. You want me to ask her? So I'm like, I guess. I mean, how do you ask somebody if they broke into your house and left chocolates on your table? Now, yes, I know she didn't break in, but she was definitely trespassing. So John asks her, he hits me back, and she admitted to doing it, bro. So he's like, yo, what do you want to do now? So then I'm like, I don't know, bro. This is weird, man. I ain't never done nothing like this. This is crazy. I decided I'm gonna just ignore it, right? I'm gonna move all my stuff back into the living room, stop working in the garage, and just pretend this never happened. Well, a few days later, I get a text from an unknown number. It goes, hey, this is so-and-so from the gym. I know what I did was kind of a lot, but I just really wanted to give you something. Bro, I am staring at my phone. I am terrified. How did this girl get my number? What is going on right now? Weird or anything, but yeah, you know. I put my phone down and I start to think, okay, what do I do? First, I'm like, how did she get my number? I called John and I'm like, bro, did you give this girl my number? He's, of course, offended that I even asked him that. For good reason, he's a good friend. So then I'm like, yo, how could she get my number? And then he reminded me that she worked at the gym, and you have to use your phone number to sign in when you go to the gym. So we put two and two together and figured, okay, all she had to do was look up my name, which she definitely knows, and then she would have my number. So now I'm like, yo, this girl is a different kind of crazy, bro. I composed a message. I said some stuff about how I had a girlfriend, which I didn't, and how, you know, she would find it very inappropriate with us getting close, and you know, I appreciate the love and the gestures, but I think I need, you know, some space, and if you could please just leave me alone, that would be great. Something like that. You know, I dressed it up. I didn't want her to show up to my house with a butcher knife. And that was the last time I ever saw her, I ever heard from her. And I think after that, she just left me alone. But I can't help but leave you off with a chilling image in your mind. So that day when she came, that night when she left the chocolate on the desk, right? The door from my garage into my house was unlocked. It's always unlocked. And I was the only one home, and I'm a bit of a heavy sleeper, which means that it's altogether likely that night this girl came into my house, and she went in my kitchen, looked in my fridge. She might have come into my bedroom. She might have stood right above me. The truth is, I wouldn't have even known. Yeah, shawty hit me back, she said she really feel it. She said come through, it's a go. I hit her back like I know. I got her touching her toe. Baby, throw it my way. I know what you wanna say. When you tell me it's mine tonight, girl, you know I don't mind. Shawty, I know how this is supposed to go. Been down this road before. You don't gotta say it to my face. I know that I'm just another face. But baby, I know that you're scared to cash this. You don't wanna turn this into bag. Baby girl, she treat me like a heaven. So then my classmate was like, oh man, that's not what everyone else is saying. And I'm like,
What is everyone else saying?
Mr. Hines.
I turn around and there she is, the vice principal, Miss Appletree, which is what we're going to call her, of course. Mr. Hines, may I please have a word with you outside? Instantly, I myself, because this woman...
They better know next time, bro.
Like, genuinely a scary person. So, before we start today's video, I feel like I should address something. Something new is in this room, something golden. Oh, that was ugly. That was ugly ass. What's the pose ass? I don't know. But, hey man, I just want to say thank you so much because of your love and support. Oh, you can see yourself in this, huh? You see a little cat. But yeah, man. We presented the Young Don the Sauce God for passing 1 million subscribers. But this might as well say the Sauce Squad because that's what this is. This is the representation of you guys that I can now hang up in my room. Or I'll probably give it to my mom.
Y'all can get on the other account. Why can't play 2K on the other account?
I did not get them a degree, so this is gonna have to work, you feel me? Ah, man. But yeah, also, yeah, I bleached my hair. Anyway, let's start today's video. So, the other day I was chilling, trying to think of what I should talk about next, when it occurred to me that about a year ago I told you guys a story that there was a part 2 to that you never got. So that's what we're doing today. So just under a year ago, I told a story called I Stole His Crush and Broke Her Heart. It's one of my more popular stories, and I'll link to it on the screen and in the description, so go ahead and watch it if you haven't. It makes this video a lot better, but I'll give you the Spark Notes version just in case you ain't got time for all that shit. So, back in like the 5th grade, there was this annoying ass kid in my class that we gonna call Jeff, and one day he decided to roast me. Said I had a big head or something like that, which, although true, still pissed me off, so I decided to get my revenge.
It's easy to get banned this shit for real.
Jeff had made it very public that he was in love with this girl in our class named Mary. So I was like, skirt, you're done fucked up. I'ma take your girl, boy. So, I put on my young suave real quick, and I was like, hey, Mary, wanna be my girlfriend? And she was like, okay. Because that's all it really takes to get a girl when you're 8. Anyway, we start holding hands and shit, made Jeff jealous and mission accomplished.
Oh my god,
right?
I can't wait till I get my fucking VC.
Not quite, because now I had a different problem. For some inconceivable reason, Mary somehow thought that I liked her, right? I don't know how.
Whoever knew liking someone.
Okay, so I'm like, no, baby girl, my sweet Mary. You are merely a pawn, a small cog in my machine of revenge. That is all you ever were to me. If you can't tell by now, this is one of those stories where something bad happens to me and I deserve it. Anyway, I start trying to dodge her, right? Eventually...
They got these bots double teaming, bro.
In front of the entire playground,
shit dumb as hell. They got fucking bots double teaming on the pick and rolls.
She ain't like that too much, understandably. So, she kicked me in my nuts. Yeah, she kicked me in my nuts, and that was the end of the video.
Bro, they had the dumbest shit to games, bro. Don't nobody play fucking Minecraft. Why y'all trying to make it difficult for no reason?
Beautiful. So here's what happened next. Oh my foot. Mary, what the fuck was the sentiment that I'm sure I wanted to express after managing to stand up after being kicked in the dick? But I'm sure what I actually said went more along the lines of, ow, ow, that hurt. That's probably all I said. Anyhow, Mary turns around and is like, what? And then I said the most gangster that 8-year-old Don Hines could think of. I'ma tell on you. And then she was like, huh? And then I was like, I said, no. I'm gonna tell on you. And as soon as your dad comes to pick you up, I'm gonna tell him that you kicked me in my nuts. And as soon as I said that, Mary's whole vibe took a complete 180. She was like, oh yeah. Where's my and then I was like, yeah, that really sounds like a new problem right now. Mary looks at me and she just starts to cry. Like real crying though. Like she was doing the whole you know that ugly ass sound that kids make when they cry? You know, before they learn how to bottle up all of their emotional pain and just shove it deep down and just keep it there until it manifests itself in some self-destructive behavior like drug addiction or binge drinking. You know, like how an adult is supposed to do with their problems.
That scene would have been a lot more dramatic if the glass on the road.
Of course it would break now. Still, couldn't give less of a fuck. Like, did she really think that I would care? All of our parents hit us. I mean, how else is a grown adult supposed to handle their frustration with their small, young, immature child that has literally no life experience than to physically assault them? It's not like that's going to leave any lifelong emotional scars or dysfunction or anything like that. Anyway, I don't care. So I'm sitting on the bench, right? Sipping on a bag of beverage. Just in case you didn't catch that, where I'm from, you can literally buy juice in a bag anywhere, which is probably my favorite way to contain all of my beverages. I wish they sold bag juice in America. It's so convenient. Bag juice in one hand, beef patty in the other. Getting hard. Pause. Anyway, so I'm chilling, right? And Mary is just having a fit. Like, she was really scared for her life, which, in hindsight, I think I get now. You see, like most people, my parents spanked me as a child, but they never really abused me. Like, I'm sure my dad would spank me with, like, 10% of his strength, just enough to get the message across. There are actually parents that hit their children with their full adult strength. And Mary was Indian Jamaican to be exact, and I've had a few close Indian Jamaican friends, and based on their stories, apparently their parents do not play around with the belt. Now, I don't know if this was the case for her or if she was just being extra, but based on her behavior, you would have sworn that she knew for a fact that her father was going to murder her. Still didn't really care. I just wanted to give you the full context of the story. Anyway, so as I'm waiting for her father to arrive, my dad shows up. Shit. Well, down the drain that plan went. I hopped in my dad's whip, and he took me home. And of course, I didn't tell him because I wanted the most bang for my buck. And I knew my dad wasn't going to strike the fear into her soul like her father was going to. So I was like, okay, I'll just let it go. Again, I was a piece of shit, and if that's what you're thinking, I agree with you. So I go home and fast forward to the next day, and it is a brand new day, baby. My nuts had made a full recovery. Probably had my favorite school morning breakfast. Boiled hot dogs, fried eggs, fried plantains, with some white bread on the side. Terrible nutrition. Tasted great though. We didn't know better. Fast forward, and I'm getting dropped off at school, and I was late because that was just my childhood. All right, we're not gonna get into this right now. I was just late a lot. So I'm walking into class, and everyone's of course already seated, and I noticed that everyone was kind of staring at me funny. So I'm like, all right, y'all just gonna be weird? All right. So I sit down, and then one of my classmates turns to me and is like, Don, what did you do to Mary? So I'm like, huh? What you mean what I do to Mary? I ain't do shit to Mary. I mean, yes, I did technically break her heart, destroy her fragile childhood self-esteem, and embarrass her in front of all of her peers on the playground. But, you know what? I ain't do shit to her. So then my classmate was like, oh man, that's not what everyone else is saying. So I'm like, what is everyone else saying?
Mr. Hines?
I turn around, and there she is, the vice principal, Miss Appletree, which is what we're going to call her, of course. Mr. Hines, may I please have a word with you outside? Instantly, I asked myself, because this woman was terrifying, like genuinely a scary person. For one, she was tall, which
all adults look tall when you're 8, but she was like for real tall for a lady, and she was just scary, alright? She was just not a nice person. She reminds me of what a stereotypical Catholic school nun is supposed to be like in movies. Like, that was her in real life, minus the beaten children, of course. So I followed her outside, and I'm already scared. Like, my eyes were already watery. My ears were hot. I was sweating. I knew something bad was about to happen. So now we're standing in the middle of the playground, and if you were to look at a map of this school, it was actually very small. Like, there were 6 classrooms, the 2 bathrooms, the principal's office, and the playground, and like the cafeteria area. And we were standing dead center in the playground. Mind you, everyone is in their classrooms right now, so basically every child could see and hear what was about to go down. So, can you tell me something, Mr. Hines? What is it that I am being told that you hate Mary? When I get to school this morning, and the first thing that I am being told is that yesterday you hit Mary and made her cry. Now, I didn't know you like to hit girls, Mr. Hines. Wait, what? Whoa, I did not hit her. So tell me why she was crying and why I am hearing that you are to blame. So at this point, I was like, okay. I see what's going on here. This has just been some miscommunication. A little telephone game thing.
Oh, my.
Actually, Miss Appletree, I never touched Mary. In fact, Mary kicked me in the nuts. So that happened. And after she did that, I told her that I was going to tell her dad on her. And apparently she thought that he was going to hit her or something. So that's why I think she was crying. So you do like to hit women? Wait, what? Obviously, you couldn't hit her yourself, so you wanted her father to hit her. I'm not sure what's happening right now. You know, Mr. Hines, this is very disappointing. I thought you were a much better young man than this, but apparently, you are a woman beater. This conversation actually happened. I shit you not. Now, unfortunately, when I was growing up, you were taught never to talk back to an adult, especially someone like a vice principal. So I just stood there and took this verbal onslaught from this woman, just holding back the tears as my classmates watched in amusement. And I'm just there feeling like, what the fuck? Why is this grown-ass woman yelling at me, calling me a woman beater? I don't even know what
games you gonna get if you get it?
Bitch, I'm 8. Why do I feel like she's projecting her own personal issues onto me?
What games you thinking about getting?
Why are we not addressing the fact that Mary kicked me in my nuts? Is that not worth mentioning? You're yelling at me for something that I didn't do, that she actually did. Why is that okay that she kicked me in my nuts? Is it because she's a girl and I'm a boy? That doesn't seem fair. Well, where's my ribbon? Where's my hat?
I'm trying to get cold wearing Spider-Man.
My dick matters, okay? Plus, we're 8, which basically means that we're practically the same physically. Same height, same strength, everything. If she took 2 weeks of karate class, she could kick my ass. What is going on right now? But anyway, Miss Appletree continues with her rant, and then she wraps it up with a typical, I don't want to hear about anything like this happening again with you, Mr. Hines. Do you understand me? So of course, I was like, yes ma'am. And then I went back to class where I had to sit in my shame for the rest of the day. That woman should not have handled the situation the way that she did. Not with a child. Come on, man. But that's karma, right? What I did to Mary was pretty fucked up. I tried to use her, well, I did use her to get at someone else. And granted, I was 8, you know, you're not really a person when you're 8. I'm not sure if I knew better at the time. You know, it was still wrong. And I'm sure that somewhere deep down, I knew that I was not being honest. I knew I was being deceptive in my actions. I'm also sure that I knew that there was just something's not right about an adult hitting a kid, hitting a child. I'm sure everyone feels that, you know? As a child, and even as an adult, you know, maybe in the heat of a moment when you hit the kid as a form of punishment, you feel justified, but, you know, I don't think either of my parents ever
enjoyed hitting me. And again, my parents never fucking hit me all the time. I don't want to paint that picture. You know, I tell you guys the most exciting stories.
What's gonna say, man?
Tell you every time.
You made that paint me shit?
You know, I'm gonna tell you when that nigga beat my ass. But, you know, I'm sure when it did happen, the times it did happen.
You just made that paint me shit, Savion?
I'm sure they didn't really feel too good about it. They just did it because that's what was done to them. That's what they knew. That's how they were disciplined as children. So the cycle continues. But the point I'm making is that I'm sure that, you know, I knew that wasn't right. I knew that wasn't cool that, you know, Mary's dad was going to hit her. And even though I'm sure I knew that, even back then at age, I allowed the pain and embarrassment that came with being kicked in the nuts in front of everybody, which although wasn't right of her either, I kind of fucking deserved it, really, at that point. I used that pain and embarrassment to say, fuck it, I don't care what happens to it. When, at the end of the day, that whole
whoever knew like and stuff up.
my doing. And ultimately,
he ain't John.
By me to ask twice, so, yeah.
This big goofy ass nigga ain't jump for the fucking
law.
law.
Today's story is just be honest. Be honest in your intentions. When you do something, make sure it's coming from a genuine place. And fellas, if you tell a girl you like her, make sure it's because you like her, not just because you're trying to, you know. Yeah, that doesn't ever lead to anything good. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the story. Full box forever.
Got no time for nonsense. Ain't no time on my time. So on the rise of my diamonds, let it shine like a diamond. Got no time for the nonsense. Ain't no time on my diamonds. Yeah.
Ended up matching with this fine mamacita, a surefire way to always get the girl. We're gonna listen to Gunna, Lil Baby, 6ix9ine. Too soon? It wasn't good. Today's video is sponsored by yours truly, the Young Don the Sauce God YouTube page. That's right, guys, we gotta keep the money in the fan. I just want to take a quick second to tell you guys to go ahead and watch my last animated story in case you haven't seen it. I wanted to play around with not censoring a video, see what that would do, and apparently it makes sure that you guys don't get recommended the video. Or maybe you were recommended the video, you saw it, you saw the thumbnail, you're just like, not today, Don. Hey, I get it. Been there, done that with some of my favorite YouTube creators. Sometimes you're just not feeling it, man. But I'm trying to tell you that it is one of my best animated stories. So if you have not watched it, it's hilarious, man. A lot of the Saw Squad have left that in the comments. Don, this is your best video
He
yet.
made that.
I put a lot of heart, a lot of soul
Time
into
to
that
quit.
video, man. And I just want you to see it. Like, it just bothers me that you haven't seen it. I mean, yeah, sure, I'm gonna get paid, duh. But more than that, I just want you to see the video. So make sure you go ahead and watch that video after you watch this video.
Not yet.
Really appreciate it. And also make sure to turn on the notification bell because, you know, just in case YouTube tries to act a little funny, man, you know, that's not a problem. So hit the little bell too. I also know, I've been hearing my favorite YouTubers say that forever. Just hit the bell. And it really takes no effort. It takes nothing out of my day. And I love their content. But for some reason, I'm always just like, but I'm asking you. I'm asking you to hit the bell. I appreciate it. Alright guys, enjoy the video. So this story takes place around March of this year, and yes, it involves Tinder. It's always the same thing, man. I get tired of being single. I download Tinder. I use it heavily for like 2 days, and then I match with a bunch of girls. Which isn't that hard to do when you swipe right as much as I do. Listen, it's a numbers game. Alright, get off. So I'll match with a group of girls, and then I start weeding out the crazies and the catfishes. And I'll start off talking to like a dozen girls, just feeling them out. And as soon as I find one that I'm really feeling, I'll just abandon all the other conversations. Just ghost them, all of them, and focus on the one I really like. Which, terrible strategy, because there are only so many girls that I find attractive living within a 10-mile radius that are on Tinder. So basically, if I keep doing this and I don't find a keeper, I have to move to a whole new zip code just so I can crack open a fresh batch. I mean, yes, okay, I guess I could try meeting girls in real life, but no, So there I was at the tail end of yet another unfruitful Tinder campaign. I was gearing up to delete the app and say Tinder forever for like the third time. But the day before I was going to delete the app, which was also the day before I was going to go back to Jamaica for a few weeks, I ended up matching with this mamacita. So we get to talking and instantly we hit it up. She was chill, nice sense of humor, and she was Moroccan, which is a gym badge that I had not yet collected. So I was interested in seeing where this was going to go. Now, the problem was, I was about to fly to Jamaica for like 2-3 weeks, and I wasn't too sure that I was going to be able to keep her interested that long by just texting. You see, my strongest asset when it comes to girls is my personality. So if I meet a girl online, I'm trying to meet up with her in person at least within a week, because Tinder is cutthroat. If you sleep on a nice girl too long, she will lose interest. Well, it just so happened that coincidentally I had recently come across a book called The Art of Seduction. I had found it because I had just finished reading The 48 Laws of Power. Really good book. And the same author who wrote that book wrote this book as well. So I made the decision that instead of just trying to keep her interested by just talking to her like I would any other girl, I was going to use the instructions in this manual to seduce her from a distance. So now I'm on the plane, right, flying back to Jamaica, and then I crack open The Art of Seduction. And instantly I realized that this was going to be a challenge, because the book is written for men that live in the 1700s, my G. Like, this is how it starts off. Preparing for the hunt. The young Vicomte de Ramon was a notorious liberty in the Paris of the 1700s. The ruin of many a young girl and the ingenious seducer of the wives of illustrious aristocrats.
What the fuck is an aristocrat?
I don't know what possessed me, man. Honestly, I don't. Like, after 15, I've never had a problem with getting girls. I'm not going to pretend like every girl that I've ever tried to get, I got, but I run a winning franchise, alright? Like, I've for sure taken some L's, okay? No doubt about it. But I've definitely taken my team to the championships a few times. So, I don't know why I wanted to figure out this book so badly. I think it's because I wanted cheat codes. You know, like, don't we all want to know the one thing you need to do in order to become a millionaire in like a year? Or the one thing you need to do that will always make your art go viral? Or in this case, a surefire way to always get the girl. The thought of never having to take a loss again was enticing. So I gave it a shot. Big mistake. Because I ended up doing things that I would never do when I'm trying to talk to a girl. I mean, even just the name of the book, The Art of Seduction. I don't seduce women. I'm a lover boy, not a player. Like, that's just not me, you know? But cheat codes. So what I'll do is tell you the 3 cringiest things that I did as a result of trying to follow this seduction.
You said
there
what?
was this one chapter that was basically saying that you should send mixed signals when talking to a girl. Don't
I'm
ever
like, sir,
let
people
them
can't
be
really
sure
listen.
about how you feel about them. So as a result, I was being hot and cold with her. One day I was sending long, well-written messages, replying quickly, and then the next day I was short, distant. You know, trying to keep her on her toes.
Damn.
Like, she'd send me a message, right? And I'd want to reply, but then I'd intentionally wait for like 30 minutes to an hour, just because I was trying to send mixed signals. Like, here's how I typically treat it. If a girl texts me and I'm still interested in her, I'll just reply. I don't try to be anything. I don't try to be cool. I don't try to be funny. I just reply regular, not thinking too hard about what I'm saying. I don't run game. That's just not me. And the only reason I would ever not reply quickly is because I'm busy or I don't see the notification. Simply, that's me. And this works very well. But instead of that, I was trying this fucking bullshit, and looking back, it makes me cringe so hard.
It's the threat, Reed. Yes, sir, we believe it is.
I know you won't fail us. Available now.
This next chapter basically tells you to mirror the girl, which boils down to saying, be agreeable, like what she likes, think how she thinks, claiming that if she can see herself in you, then she likes you more. And there is some truth to this. Like, the girls that I've had my best experiences with are the girls that I've been on the same page with on most things. Like working out, learning about personal development, having an unhealthy level of interest in memes. You know, the things that really matter. But, on the other hand, what the fuck I look like pretending to like or agree with something just for the sake of you liking me? What? If I don't like something, I'ma tell you. Like, if you like listening to country music in your car, I'm not playing
what type of guard you trying to make?
music when you get in my car. We're gonna listen to Gunna, Lil Baby, 6ix9ine, too soon, X, Nav, and Drake. And if you don't like it, you better catch an Uber to where we're going, because I'm not cutting on no goddamn Blake Shelton. I didn't even know who that was before this video. I had to look up popular country artists on Spotify, because I don't listen to tractor music. Like, I've never been inside of a barn, okay? So, in Morocco, right, they speak French. So I started teaching myself French. Let's cut it off, man.
You're trying to use screen so
Obviously, I don't mean it. Because that was look, if you don't like me out of the box, then put it back on the shelf. I'm not gonna be someone else just to impress you. Except in this instance. Cringe as now, the last thing that I did, the icing on this cringe flavored cake was inspired by the third to last chapter of this 468 page book. Use physical lore. I'll read you a section straight from the book. Throughout this seductive process, you have been feeling the target's mind. Let those momentos, shared experiences, you keep constantly present, even when you are not there. Now, as you shift to the physical part of
I'm playing over there talking shit.
You must see your targets more often. In other words, buy her, be romantic, but in that 1700s kind of way. You know, send letters, get her gifts, things that constantly remind her of your presence. This is the part that makes me want to shoot myself in the head. Like, I can't believe I'm actually about to tell you this. This is so fucking, oh my god. So, this is what I did. I sent her roses. From Jamaica. I was in Jamaica, and I called the local flower shop back here in Texas. And then I had them deliver 5 dozen roses to her apartment. 1 dozen says, hey, I really like you. 5 dozen says, I make way too much money for making cartoons on the internet, and also, I might be a serial killer. And she liked them. She liked them. She posted the fucking picture on Twitter and tagged me in it. So, at the time, she was feeling it, but what? I had previously had a girlfriend for like 4 years, and I think I bought her roses once. I hadn't even met this girl in person yet. I mean, we did FaceTime for hours, almost every night the entire time I was in Jamaica. But 5? I'm pretty sure that warrants a state-funded execution. But I was lost, man. I was lost. I really thought I was killing this art of seduction. And here's the piteous part. When I got back to Texas and we actually met up, it wasn't good for so many reasons. But they all boil down to saying that I had done way too much. Like, it put so much pressure on me. It made me care too much about the outcome. So I wasn't relaxed when we met in person, and it made the first date go really bad. So she lost interest shortly after. And, you know, although I'm glad it happened, because it taught me some valuable lessons, I'm 99.99% sure that if I had just been gone, like how I am with every other girl, I probably would have gotten that Moroccan gym badge. And by gym badge, obviously, I mean we would have cultivated a respectful and consensual relationship. I'm not talking about getting in her pants, but that would have happened too, most likely. There is so much to dissect here. Like I did a lot wrong. But if I had to give you only one thing to take away, it's just be yourself focus on becoming the best version of yourself, and then be unapologetically that. If someone falls for you while you're pretending to be something you're not, or pretending to be someone else, they're not really falling for you. They're falling for who you're pretending to be. You don't need a dating coach. You don't need to read any dating books. All you gotta do is just work on becoming the best version of yourself, being a better listener, becoming more emotionally intelligent, etc., working on your body, all that shit, man. But focus on being the best you, and then the right person is gonna see that and be attracted to that. You don't want to attract the wrong people, and that for sure will happen if you're not being you. So thank you again for watching, and make sure to go and watch my last animated story, I Stole Jewelry for My Girlfriend. Very funny. You won't regret it. I promise you. I'm gonna link to it on the screen, in the description, and in the little tag thing. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah. Alright guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you again soon. Peace. I don't know if I'm the one for you. Got me feeling like I gotta come for you. Gotta bring you back, don't wanna run from you. Don't know how to act when I was done for you. Wasn't supposed to be. You got too close to me.
Hey bro, can I borrow your bicycle after school, dog? You think you can give a brother a ride, man?
And of course, now people are just laughing, and I could see the little social status that I had. What? Yo, what? Shut the fuck up. Goddamn, I'm trying to tell a story. Alright. At the end of today's video, I'll be doing a very special giveaway, so stay tuned to the end to see how you do it. High school is the absolute pinnacle of bullshit, and it's so whack that you won't realize it until you get out of high school. While you're there, everything seems to matter, like a lot. In fact, nothing seems to matter more. But the truth is, absolutely nothing that anyone thinks of you, be it a teacher or a student, actually matters. When I was in high school, I was a low-key background character, definitely not considered for the most likely to become a famous slot in my school yearbook. I remember looking at the popular kids back in high school and thinking, they must have something that I don't. Like, they're going to continue to live exciting and eventful lives while I just continue to be a regular person. But that's not how it turned out, man. I mean, y'all see what I'm doing. And as for those popular kids, I mean, most of them just live regular lives now. They have regular lives, have regular jobs, make regular money, do regular things. And I'm not saying that anything is right or wrong with their life versus my life. I'm just saying that the narrative of you during high school, the narrative of who you are, who people say you are, who you think you are, doesn't have to mean anything. I didn't always know that. So like a lot of people, I allowed what other people thought of me to really affect me during high school. So what I want to do is tell you guys a story about an incident that happened during my junior year of high school, which was my first year of living here in America. A story about an incident that really embarrassed me. So as a lot of you know, I was born in Kingston, Jamaica, and in Jamaica, most high schools require that you wear a school uniform. I remember watching American TV and thinking, man, it's so cool that the kids get to wear their own clothes and have the freedom to express a bit of their personality by the way they dress. I envied that. Well, after I moved to America at the age of 16, I got a chance to go through a couple years of the American high school experience. And I quickly learned that getting to wear your own clothes isn't all that it's cracked up to be. If you're poor. Now, the word poor is relative, right? Because by society's definition, my parents make good money. Like, I've never worried about if I'm going to eat today, or am I going to have lunch money or clothes to wear to school. I grew up needing for nothing. But compared to a lot of the kids I was going to school with, I was poor as fuck. Because when I moved from Jamaica to Florida, I was with aunts and uncles who lived in upper middle class white communities. So a lot of these kids drove nice cars, they wore expensive streetwear brands, Nike, Diamond Supply, Obey, Polo, Hollister. They all had the latest iPhone, all of that at the age of 16 or 17 years old. Meanwhile, I'm riding my auntie's bicycle to school with my Metro piece of shit Android, rocking my Costco brand Midwest Farmer Blue denim jeans that were just always a little too baggy in all the wrong places. Needless to say, I was not the flyest in school. But you know what? I was okay with it. I had a grasp of the sacrifices my parents were making for me, and my things may not have been very high-end, but they were practical and good quality. Also, I had a basketball team and good friends, so I didn't allow the fact that I was one of the poor kids to ruin my high school experience. However, it was always in the back of my mind, something I was self-conscious of, because what you had and what you wore in high school had a huge impact on your social status. If you weren't a star athlete or just like ridiculously attractive, you better have a bag, boy, or at least the ability to look like you have money. And I had none of the things, so there was always a very low glass ceiling on who I could be in high school. So PE was my favorite class, right? Obviously, everyone is just outside playing sports, having fun. It was one of the places where I could shine. I wasn't no or nothing, but I was starting on my varsity basketball team, so I was more than good enough. But things would be different on the day of this story, because this day marks one of my most embarrassing experiences during high school. So, as most public schools require, we had a specific guideline for what you could wear during PE. You had to wear black athletic shorts, a solid gray t-shirt, and sneakers, and my PE coach constantly had a fucking stick up his ass, so if your uniform deviated from the guidelines even slightly, he wouldn't let you play and you get marked as absent. Well, that day I had forgotten to wash my PE gear the night before, so I had nothing to wear on the day of class. I ended up asking my older cousin who lives with me if I could borrow some clothes. He dug around in his drawers for a bit, and then he pulled out a pair of black shorts and a gray t-shirt. Cool. Fast forward later that day, and I'm in the locker room getting changed. I pull out my PE gear and I start to undress. As I'm undressing, I look down at my PE gear and I noticed something that I didn't see before. On the leg of these shorts was the fattest USPA logo that I have ever seen in my life. My stomach was literally in my balls. For those of you who are unfamiliar with USPA, or USPA as it is unaffectionately called here in America, it's seen as a knockoff Polo Ralph Lauren brand. It's a brand you buy when you want to wear clothes that look like Polo Ralph Lauren clothes, but you ain't got Polo Ralph Lauren money. If you wanted to tank your perceived status in high school in one day, just go to school fully USPA'd out, guaranteed. And you want to know what sucks? USPA actually makes good quality clothes. Like, it's better than you get in Walmart or Target. It's good quality clothes at a reasonable price, but that doesn't matter in American high school. If you wore USPA, you might as well walk around with a label marked broke as taped to your face. You'd be better off wearing some $7 thin cotton white t-shirt that you copped at the Goodwill. So there I was thinking, what do I do? Do I skip class and avoid being perceived as less than by my peers, or do I put on the shorts and say fuck their opinions and go have fun playing some basketball? I looked in the mirror and I said to myself, Don, it doesn't matter what anyone thinks of you because of your clothes. You know who you are and what you're made of. You love PE class. Don't let such superficial things dictate to you how you choose to live your life. So you put on those goddamn shorts and go have the time of your life. So I put on my shorts, laced up my sneakers, and headed out to the basketball court. Huge mistake. I definitely should have just took the absent mark. So I get out to the courts, we warm up, and I start hooping. So I'm out there, you know, doing my thing, having a grand old time. And then I hear some dude yell, "Hey, yo, my nigga out here rocking the USPA, dog." I turn around, and there he was. Let's call him Jordan, one of the coolest in school. Light-skinned dude, wore all the right clothes, had tattoos, was known for hooking up with a lot of girls, always had new sneakers on, drove to school athletic. He had it all, man. I looked him in the face, and I was like, Bro, come on, man. Don't do this, man. There were like a handful of black guys in our school. Don't betray your brother like this. But Jordan was a savage, man. Super cocky, took a lot of pride in the fact that he was able to afford nice things, so he proceeded to roast the fuck out of him. Yo, John, you out here gunning on this boy, rocking the...
Okay, guess what happened?
Hey, man, how much
This bitch takes the bread back into
I'm
the
trying to
bitch.
be like you,
I'm done.
Oh my God.
That's enough snap for today,
Bro,
man.
can
That's
I
enough
borrow your
snap.
bicycle after school, dog?
Hold the press. Hold the press. Hold the press.
Now people are just laughing. I can see the little
Boy, I tell you, boy.
What? Yo, what? Shut the fuck up. Goddamn, I'm trying to tell a story. Alright. Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. I could feel just the little social status that I had to just being a nice guy who played on the basketball team melt away. But that wasn't enough for Jordan, man. Nah, my man then pulls out his brand new iPhone 5S and starts to record me. Hey, yo, Don, show to the what you rockin', bro. Ooh, that boy killing the game, boy. So I'm standing there and I'm thinking, what do I do? I'm not gonna run away because I'm not a but I'm also not gonna swing at him either because he's with his crew and for sure they jump my ass. So instead, I just turned around, ignored him, and continued to play basketball. And of course, shortly after, he got bored and then went away to go be a douchebag somewhere else. And although on the outside I appeared unbothered by his taunts, on the inside, I was hurt, man, because now I thought that's what people were going to judge me based on. The fact that I was broke and couldn't afford to wear the Nike dry fit shorts, or that I rode a bicycle to school. Things that at the time were out of my control. Needless to say, that was the last time that I ever made the mistake of wearing or any brand similar to it to school. I also stopped riding my bicycle and chose to walk to school instead. That one I regret. Bicycles are fun, and if you think it's lame to ride a bicycle to school, then you can go suck your blood clot. Okay. So, sorry about that, guys. My inner Jamaican was flaring up. But, as I was saying, by ditching the bicycle and avoiding the uspas of the world, I managed to get through the rest of high school without a similar incident happening again. But high school can be tough, man, and the kids can be ruthless. So what happened to me that day was cruel and uncalled for. I had never said a bad thing to or about Jordan, yet he saw it fit to try and tear me down in front of my peers for what appeared to be no reason. And if I was a different person, maybe it would have really hurt me. You know, like maybe I would have stopped winning PE, or I would have become obsessed with trying to buy the nicest things in an effort to elevate my sense of self-worth. But instead of letting that incident set a tone for the rest of my American high school experience, and, you know, possibly further than that, it went down in history as no more than a shitty experience and a funny story. I was able to do that because although my parents didn't buy me a nice car or fancy clothes, they instilled in me a sense of self-worth that is based on the merit of my character and who I am as a human being. They didn't buy me designer clothes, but they taught me hard work, integrity, discipline, and most importantly, to treat others as you'd want yourself to be treated. And because they put those things first when raising me, I was able to turn myself into a person that can now afford anything I want. Meanwhile, I've heard that Jordan still lives at home, is still whipping the same car from high school, still working a 9-to-5, lifting heavy. And again, nothing is wrong with that. I was in a position not much different from that not too long ago. But there are many reasons why I'm here and he's still there, and why I'm sure the gap between our standards of living will continue to widen. A fact that I will share with you as the moral of today's story. There's nothing wrong with wanting or having nice things. Nice things can be a great tool for attracting certain things into your life. The materialistic things you have will never define who you are. But who you are will always define the limits of the things you should have. Hey, you already know who it is, man. It's your boy, Young Don, the Sauce God. And to celebrate the truth of this moral, I'm going to be giving away a signed limited edition $550 Bathing Ape hoodie with glowing...
Yeah, I'm Don the Sauce God.
Facebook Shops, connecting people with your business just got easier.
I want it to stop people in their tracks. I want them to see it, and I want them to think, I want that. I need that.
Sell your products right from Facebook or Instagram. Get started with Facebook Shops.
Want new glasses but don't have your current prescription handy? No worries, we can help with that. Use the Lingo RX Reader app to get your prescription details in minutes. All you need is a current pair of glasses, a computer, and your phone. Our app scans your glasses in minutes, giving you everything you need to order new glasses from home. So if you want new glasses but don't have your current prescription, download the Lingo RX Reader app at Lingo RX.
Can't get away with everything. See stuff like some man. You know what I've been seeing going on? I'm seeing people that know I've been in their streets, and they know they cheated. And when they get caught, that's okay. Ronnie, Mitchell, they're all trapped. I can't believe they banned me. What? You can't believe you got banned? After cheating? After glitching? No, this is the thing, right? Guys, you was part of the community. As soon as the game dropped, their main purpose, the first thing they look to do is glitch the game. As soon as they get the game, they're worried about playing, they worry about getting the part, they start resetting stuff, they start playing reserve players, they start transferring styles, and they try to find ways to glitch the game as soon as it drops. Now, the reason why I don't like this part of the community is that whenever the game drops, we know the game comes with a few adjustments when it comes to day one patches and stuff that people got to address to make sure that the game is in a better quality than release. Because release, you know, they're testing out of certain things where they don't have a lot of people on here. They're not stressing the servers as much as they can because now the servers are dealing with so many people with different internet speed and all kind of stuff.
Damn, you sent this shit.
They want never the best quality of the game. So instead of 2K addressing these issues, what do you think 2K going to take priority over? VC glitches or servers? Think about it. So now the effort that they should be putting forward to provide us with a better quality game, they gotta put phones running against these people. Because you might be part of this community. They just lost this position again. You might be. This video might rub you the wrong way. That's why. Because the effort is taken away from bringing us the best product, the best basketball game, the type of basketball game that we want. And now they gotta run behind glitches. People are thinking about, they're already giving us the freedom to make $7 this year. They're already doing it, man. Now there are bad glitches, there are VC glitches, all of that stuff like that. Take it off. And now when you get caught, you did a glitch. Okay, cool. Like over the years, I know some people did a glitch. Just like over the years, I helped with some criminals. Like I know them, some of my boys, man. But I'm like, bro, when you get caught doing that crime, bro, I'm like, yeah, that's how it goes, my G. I'm messing with you, bro. 100%. You get caught. Alright. It is what it is, man. Don't worry, I got you. I'm gonna put something on your book. I got you, my Joe. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna lump you off, you my guy. So don't act like this is how everything is flipped. The person that does the crime, when the person catches them, the person, this is how the community is, this person is free this. He's a hero, yo, free him. All of a sudden, he's a hero. The person that caught him is a criminal. Yo, this person is trash. Free him. Why are you blocking people? Why are you... What? Really? I am confused. And even like, I won't call out EJ, man, because the last time the situation popped off with EJ, right? And it was recently. I didn't do a video on this, of course, because I was like, man, I'm not going to get into this, of course, because I was being really harsh in it. But this video, I want to use him as an example because he's the most known one in the recent thing, and he was one of the ones that started off, right? To be quite honest, he really kind of started off in terms of people getting banned. And he was on the street calling Ritual racist. And she was like, this is why I got black, because you don't like me because I'm black. Nah, bro, don't use that card, my G. You wrong. You wrong. And you know to your heart of hearts, you use someone to grind your player. You know there's a possibility that person that you paid to grind your player, you know that he did one of those glitches. He possibly did one of those glitches. So why are you going to decide to pull that card then, my G? And I do mess with your content, I do. 100%. You don't even know it, man. I'll be lucky like a mom. You ain't the same as hell. I'll put you on. I put a lot of people onto you, bro. Trust me, I'm like, bro, I like his stuff. I like his stuff. I'm telling you, man, but on that day, I was like, hold on, my G. Come on, bro. Come on, my G. That's not, don't pull that card, man. And I said, a lot of people won't like this. A lot of people don't like this video. But this is a dangerous trend. We the only community that loves glitches in a basketball game. We the only community, I repeat, that promote and support glitches in a basketball game. And yet, we blame the devs for everything. Although we try to make the game unstable off drop. Off drop. I like being in this position. I want to be, fix your game 2K. Fix your game. I want to be that dude. Yo, we need to address this. That needs to be addressed. That's what I want to do. Yo, look at this, bro. Look at this. This should not be working like this because I'm a basketball head. Yo, this is not how people react in these situations. Now, this is not this. That's what I want to do with my videos. I want to be telling the community, come on, y'all, stop breaking the game, man. And if you do, when you get caught, man up. Man up. Pay the time, bro. That's life. That's life. When you get caught, don't blame the person that caught you. No, look at the person that's doing the crime. Look at yourself. And say, yeah, I did that. I did that. Y'all got me. I did that. That's simple, man. Alright. I even saw someone in my comments who kind of sparked this video that said, and this is what the person said. The person said, so what if 2K allow me to do glitches? Why am I to blame for that? They allow me to do the glitch.
Are you okay, Lord? Of course I am.
What? What? I'm really stunned sometimes. He said, what if 2K allow me to do glitch? I did the glitch, so what? Why should I get banned because I did the glitch? They allowed me. No, they did not. Stop it. That's like going to rob someone, right? And say, wait, that person allowed me to rob them. Why should I get locked up? They allowed me to rob them. Of course I had a gun, but they allowed me. They could have fought back. They allowed me to. It's just, the logic is insane right now, man. Like I said, a lot of y'all probably might not like the video, but it's the truth. I would always speak the truth, man. Y'all need to straighten up, y'all. And a lot of content creators out here, what y'all could afford not to do these glitches. Y'all could afford not to. Y'all should be setting better examples. And a lot of y'all getting caught up with it. Now, a lot of people getting hit with strays as well. I believe some of y'all probably legit. I'm saying 100% of y'all would. Some of y'all got hit with strays. And that's what happened. That's what happened. Now, of course, you could go plead your case, and they're going to let you all out. But a lot of y'all, streamers, I'm not going to call your names. A lot of y'all say, yeah, I did it, man, but hell with 2K, free me. Like, bro, nah, not free you. You did the crime. Man up, do the time. Man up. It's alright. It's okay. That's just how life is. It's a little life. That's not a lot. It ain't that severe. Trust me, there are more serious consequences in real life. Serious. Anyways, man, let me know what y'all think, man. Now, Mitchell did respond, and that kind of sparked this too, because I saw Mitchell made a tweet yesterday saying, because someone was saying, the hell with Ronnie and fix the service, and Michael, you fix the service. Now, Mitchell said, and the person said, Ronnie, said, the person said, I like Mitchell, and I'm not going to get into too much specific. He said, Ronnie also has nothing to do with it. A lot of people will still blaming Ronnie. Y'all still this late in the game still blaming Ronnie. Now, I understand y'all don't like Ronnie and just want someone to cut off, but we know Ronnie's not responsible for gameplay and service and all that stuff right now. We know it. Let's be honest. We kind of too deep into this and still be blaming Ronnie for all this stuff. He said also Ronnie had nothing to do with it. Might only affect gameplay. If the servers, it's a completely different team. I understand it sounds complicated, but there are hundreds of people who work on our team. Just because we're on Twitter doesn't mean we can't change everything. I hate doing videos like these, yo. Trust me. I like videos critiquing 2K and critiquing gameplay and showing how I think they could make changes and make fixes and try to make the game better for us. I gotta spend my effort doing it. Just like you gotta spend their effort to fix it. You better, man. I know it's a hopeless cry. I know a lot of y'all ain't gonna agree with me. I know it's hopeless. But somehow a lot of people ain't asking my opinion, and I gotta put it out. I'm a comic critic. A lot of people come to me from my side, my perspective. And yeah, it is what it is, man. Alright, man, let me know what y'all think, man. Y'all know what it is. Your boy Sim. Y'all know I gotta be 100 with y'all, man. Don't forget, y'all, the first time to the channel, make sure. Like the video. Share the video. And hit your boy your sub. Subscribe. Do not your first time, like the video, share the video. You never know who's going to be for. Your boy Sim on love, respect, bless up. Peace.
Damn, I did not see the fucking show.
Facebook Shops, your customers can easily browse and buy on Facebook and Instagram.
People can kind of scroll through and stop at something that they think, wow, we love that.
Connect with customers and sell your product all in one place. Get started with Facebook Shops. Do you love your cat? Do you really love your cat? Do you really, really love your cat? Then show it with Delectables lickable treats. Your cat will love you back when you treat them the best with Delectables lickable treats.
You want 2K rumors and news, you in the right place. Want a community that's cool, you in the right space. You want tips, subscribe now and ring the bell. Then go to the park and give them hell. The Food Squad is an organization with all winners. Soldiers up in formation, we all killers. And when you step on the court, yo, you're our dinner. When I play B in the fourth, yo, Kawhi Leonard.
Voodoo. Voodoo.
It's your boy.
You don't know brutal, Sim on the scene, wicked as mean with a next video for y'all, man. So y'all know what it is by now. I'll give y'all 5 seconds. 5 seconds to show boy some love, because you know YouTube links the algorithm for likes. No more likes, so faster y'all get the noise on time, y'all. 5 seconds to like up the video, y'all. I know y'all got your boy. I know y'all got your boy. Food Squad, we in the building. Now, before we continue on, man, let's just check out these three screenshots, y'all. Two from 2K title, which was Zach Levine and Blake Griffin, and the next one I actually got off of the blog or the review that IGN did on 2K21 Next Gen. Now I know from y'all, these three look really next gen. These three right here might be the best quality images that was released so far, y'all. So I just wanted to share that with y'all, man. So let's get into the juice, let's get into the info, let's get to it. Now, of course, I gotta give a big shout out to Run Jesus, Legend, and of course my guy Big Boy IQ. Just keep sending the info, and their links will be in the description. Go to them. No, Run Jesus made a post today. He actually posted a video. He actually had enough access to create a few builds. Alright, let me come to much. There's three builds in particular. A two-way threat, facilitating 3-level two-way, and a playmaking paint beast, which is what he want to call this build a Giannis build, which is very, very interesting. Alright, so we're gonna check out a few of these and check out the attributes and all that, man. And shout out to Run Jesus, man. We would have been lost without you, my G. So this is really, really interesting. Now the more balanced build, of course, the two-way that we're gonna check out first. When you look at this bill right here, you got 25 overall right now. Overall, this build is sitting on close to 58 badges. 58 badges as you're looking at it right there, and able to have Hall of Fame in all categories, which is amazing. Now, as it stands right here, the driving layup on this is 80, the close shot is 80, the driving dunk is a 95, but when you come down to the playmaking, you still got a really decent playmaking at 83 right now, right? So the playmaking, when you get, remember, and this is at 95, 94 saying right there, but let's say around 95 overall, right? And I'm sure it's the same system when you're going to keep getting these +1. So this...
Before I started at ESPN, I didn't even know what a server was.
Coming here, they really broke it down for me and made it very simple.
This build, look at the defensive attributes, perimeter maxed out, and the steals maxed out. Of course, I might put a little bit more defense on this build. But overall, this is a really solid power build because he left the free throw really low. I know he ain't care about free throw on this build at all. He left the free throw extremely low on this build. But overall, it's a really good all-around build, and still got the physicals covered. One thing he did say, don't forget about the physicals when y'all are creating these builds, man. Alright? So this build, solid build overall, and a really nice all-around build. This might be a similar build to what I'm looking to create, because as it stands here, it will be able to have the speed with the dribbling and the passing and elite ball control and all that, and still be able to shoot consistently and get contact done. So a great all-round build and solid defensively. Now, as far as the rebound and stuff, I might want a little bit more on that and might take a hit on certain things, but I gotta wait till I get my hands on it to kind of, make that type of adjustment, man. You all know how it is, man. Sometimes you just gotta get your hands on it. So that's the two-way threat right there. So let's move on to what he refers to as his KD build, his Kevin Durant build, the facilitating 3-level two-way, alright? So, with this build, he actually got to pull off 20 shooting badges, 15 playmaking, 8 defensive, and 9 finishing, man. But when you look at the attributes of this build, you really got the elite shooting attributes for sure. And still got really solid playmaking. Now, of course, you only got 78 there, but remember, this is a 95. Let's say this is a 95 right now, right? So you're going to still have an additional 4 when you get to 99 overall, which is going to push it all the way up to like over 80. And you know the limit for pro dribble move is 80. The requirement for pro dribble move is 80. So this is perfect. And still really solid interior defense, perimeter defense, and we'll be able to get some steals. Now I might take down steals and put up blocks or rebounds or something of that nature, but still solid, and he still was able to apply a lot of physical attributes, man. So this build, in my opinion, is a win-win build. You cannot lose with this build. You still got contact dunks and the whole 9, man. When you look at the dunks, oh my God. Yo, this is a really good build, man. man. I ain't no front with y'all, right? Jesus, you've been in the lab. You've been in the lab, my G. Alright, now the next bill, the final bill is what he referred to it as his Giannis bill. So you know what Giannis is, man. High playmaking, dunk around the rim, great defensive bill. So let's see if we pull that off with his playmaking paint these real quick. Now let's look at the attributes, of course. Now with the attributes, you know, with in 2K, once you get to those like power forwards and centers, they wouldn't allow you to really get that high. The playmaking in terms of ball handling and speed with ball won't be able to get that high at all, right? So as you see in the clip right there, he was able to get to 70, of course. Speed with ball is actually a 68, which is a little bit slower. But the passing accuracy got it all the way to 80. But when you look at the driving dunk, yes, that's gonna get to a 99 overall once you get to 99. Driving layup at 89, close shot at 80. And standing dunk, he was able to put it to a 60. I would have to check and see the requirements to get contact dunks from standing, but you will need to get that to that point, of course. Of course, after a while, I'll know these things like the back of my hand, but you know it's still early in the game. Alright, you know the guru gonna get a lot for y'all. I'm telling y'all. Now, it looks like, although the glare kind of throwing it off, so I'm not able to see what he got on the threes and the middies, but he still got a little something. But if it's anything like current gen, he will need a little bit more than something, to be quite honest, to shoot, right? But at least give it a solid minute so people will respect your drive. That's all I always say when it comes to flashing on finishing type of thing. Let's give it enough so it will be able to hit a nice, solid mid. Now when you come down on the defensive end now, which is where this bill still have to do really, really good at, man. Alright, when you look at the interior defense, bro, he got it to a 94. The block, 95, which is going to get all the way to a 99. Offensive rebound, defensive rebound, 99. Now, I might give up a little bit of offensive rebound for this build if I was to make a few adjustments, of course. Give up a little bit and put up my perimeter defense a little bit, to be quite honest, to make it a more all-around defensive build. Because really, offensive rebound is not something you necessarily go for all the time or sell out for, so you don't necessarily need to get it that high. But I still need a better all-around defensive build like Giannis, man. No one should be breaking me out on the arc when they got me on the arc, they're shooting in my face. So I would make that slight adjustment if I was him. Now the next thing with this build, I need the speed and the strength to be higher than that, which means I might have to take a hit on one of these attributes, which means I might maybe take down either close shot or I might take down a little bit of passing accuracy. No, not passing accuracy. Either close shot or not standing dunk. Maybe the 3-point I might take that down because I think you might need a little higher speed to hit consistently anyway. So because I need that speed to be a little bit higher for Giannis, to call it a Giannis build, to be quite honest. That's a little adjustment, man. But let me know what y'all think, man. Shout out to Run Jesus for sharing this with us, man. He's really been going in. Of course, you know, so it's always a blessing, man. It's always a blessing, y'all. So anyways, man, let me know what y'all think. The link will be in the description. Check out Run Jesus for Legend and my guy Big Boy IQ. Show him some love. You know I gotta keep y'all up to date on what's going on in the 2K community, and this has been passing around. I know a lot of y'all are busy working and do y'all things in your life, and if y'all could spend a few minutes with me and y'all up to date, I got y'all. So anyways, man, if you're first time to the channel and you like the video, man, don't forget, make sure like the video, share the video, and hit your boy your subscribe. If it's not your first time, like the video, share the video, you never know who's gonna be informed, y'all. Your boy Timon, love and respect, bless up. Peace, 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 peace.
Once again, we have knowing that you're gonna play Black Gatorade, it's gonna be small. That if you have a lot of endorsements and a lot of incentives, they will add up very, very quickly. And like I said, you're getting a minimum of 200. Now, when you negotiate your offers, try to keep up the bar about 75% of the way full. And, if they don't accept it, that's all right. Just renegotiate. Don't lowball them.
You want 2K rumors and news, you in the right place. Want a community that's cool, you in the right place. You want tips, subscribe now and ring the bell. Then go to the park and give them hell. The Freak Squad is an organization with all winners. Soldiers up in formation, we are killers. And when you step on the court, yo, you're our dinner. When I play D in the fourth, yo, Kawhi Leonard.
As you can see, these are just tier 1.
Ooh,
There are multiple tiers.
More. You don't do blue toast on the scene, wicked and clean with a next video for y'all, man. We all know what it is by now. You go 5 seconds to kill boy some love, because you know you can link the algorithm so like, the more likes the faster you'll get these movies on top. 5 seconds to like on the video.
Incentives. Now, of course, some of these incentives are, and you can get in the park.
I know y'all got this one. I know y'all got this one, man. Blue Squad, we in the building. There's been a lot of confusion going around, man. A lot of information going around. A lot of people confused. It's like the affiliation and definition sign and stuff like that. That's one particular example. So I got 5 points right there. 5 points. 5 facts you need to know before approaching next 2K21. I ain't gonna front. We a few days away. We a little hype right now. We a little hype. We gonna try to keep it calm to get this information out to y'all, man. Let's get to the first thing people want to know is what is Rookeville? What is Rookeville? I gotta go through before I enter the city. Now, of course, I took some notes. So, yeah, with your boy, yeah, with this, you already know. Now, after this, you will actually be let into the city gate. Now, one thing you gotta know, man, a lot of people being confused, are really confused about this. A lot of people say, yeah, we're being assigned affiliations. Yes. But the good thing is, as soon as you go in and you check out and see what affiliation you have been assigned to, you could immediately, and I recommend you doing this, the second point, immediately go to the city hall and request a change to your desired affiliation, man. Alright, the sooner you do it, the better, because remember, no matter what level you at in your rep, whenever you decide to do that, you will go all the way down to Pro 1. So the sooner you do it, the better. So if you do it as soon as you get into the city, guess what? You're not losing any reps. So definitely do your research. Make sure you know where your friends are. Make sure you know where the people you want to play with. I gotta make sure that most of the Blue Squad is where I'm going, which I'm leaning more to my guys take down in the fight, bro. I ain't gonna front with y'all. That's what it is. I ain't 100% there, but I'm leaning towards there because take my guys. You know what I mean? But yeah, make sure you do your research before you really get started. You don't want to be out there playing and doing objectives, and then after, guess what?
How do you make a tune on the wall taste like no other? Start with grapes from 3 California regions, push flavors and directions, and put it there on the label. Made like no other, for a taste like no other. Bayonne, flavor forward.
Yeah, I don't like this affiliation no more. They gotta go all the way down to Pro, man. Because this is a decision that is serious. Like, this is actually a serious decision that could impact you down the line, right? Now, the next thing you need to know is you will be getting a free deck out skateboard for free. That will be waiting for you at Dex. Dex is the skateboard store in there. Of course, see how we kind of separate this stuff a little bit more, but that is where you'll be getting your skateboard. So that's the designated skateboard store in the city, man. So just go up there, pull up there, and you'll get your free skateboard. Your free skateboard, and you will need it too, because from what I'm hearing, the city is really huge. You will need some wheels in this UK. Encouraging. I didn't buy nothing. I was running around normal as hell. In this jet, next jet, you can't do that. You will need some wheels. Now, the bike is worth to note that the bike is still the fastest vehicle in the game, alright? So definitely go get your skateboard. Now the next thing is, right, there will be people around in the city, and they'll be giving you some objectives, right? These people are actually NPCs, and they'll be giving you quests. They'll actually be giving you quests every 4 to 6 weeks, which is crazy. Now, they will actually give you some opportunity to unlock some unique clothes and accessories, man. So you know your boy gonna be on that hunt, man. I ain't gonna play with y'all. It seems like everything will be to 4 to 6 weeks cycles and stuff like that, especially considering that every 6 weeks they're gonna be changing around betas and stuff like that. So that's really interesting as well. I think every last 2 weeks, which is my final point, you will get more rep for playing in your neighborhood. You will get more rep, yes I do repeat, you will get more rep for playing in your neighborhood. But, you will get an increased rep, or they will remove that little barrier or the rep that you get, or the penalization of the rep when you go to other parks. They will remove it the last 2 weeks of every 6-week cycle, right? And we know that's when they're going to be playing the rivalry, affiliation contests and stuff like that. So this is going to be because they're trying to promote you and try to get you to put you out there to go to the rivalry course, right? Now, a lot of people are upset about this, but I kind of understand because 2K is trying to have these neighborhoods, some active neighborhoods. They're not trying to let everyone run out like we used to do with previous 2K, because I know first, as soon as I got to maybe go and you could travel in previous 2K, that's what I was doing. I was going to other neighborhoods. Every time I get my car, I go to other neighborhoods. I would barely shade my own neighborhood, to be quite honest, right? Because we kind of believe that you would get more. We probably wasn't, but we used to go out. So I think 2K, one of the biggest problems, I saw Shake mention it, that one of the biggest problems was too much people being in certain neighborhoods and too much people leaving and going on certain servers and stressing them more than others, right? And I think that's why 2K in this time around, they're assigning people to certain affiliations, because a little bit later when, you know, most of the people won't get next gen. Right now, not a lot of people, still a lot of people, not a full capacity will be getting next gen console because they're so rare right now. A lot of people won't be getting it. So the first few will be able to select more, so you're going to see more people leaning more to certain affiliations at the beginning. But later when the community starts getting bigger and bigger, they might try to balance it off a little bit, y'all. Alright, now I got a bonus for y'all right here. I got a bonus, and this is a big one. This is a huge one. A lot of people are upset that they're not going to get the game early or a few days late or coming in. From me being in 2K and me being a part of this community for a while, especially heavily since they introduced the park, one thing I learned is the first week of 2K is always hectic and really buggy. Always hectic and really buggy. So there's no rush to get this game first week like that. I know a lot of people gonna be rep grinding and blah 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 and the whole nine, and it's an opportunity for everyone, the whole night. But the first week is always extremely buggy. A lot of stuff goes wrong the first week. There's a few patches that drop. Remember, think about current gen. Think about current gen. What happened current gen? No one could shoot. They got patches out of that patches. It was squeezed. The devs and us were going at it. You know, that's pretty much normal for 2K. Very rarely 2K have a flawless launch. Alright? So do not rush. Do not feel like you're missing the world. Do not feel like your world's gonna end. A lot of people out there, when I speak to them right now, they're feeling depressed because everyone is ready and everyone got the next gen. We got time, y'all. We got time to get on the game. That's just how it is. The first week, let's the first people stress out about it. Who's gonna be there after it's gonna get the smoother ride? Trust me, man. Alright, so just 5 quick points. A little bonus there, the last one for y'all, man. Let me know what y'all think. Don't worry, I got some more information dropping for y'all later today. Y'all gonna not want to miss it. Trust me, so make sure you get that bell on lock and know you're on lock. If you're first time to the channel and you like the video, make sure like the video, share the video, and hit your boy yourself. If it's not the first time, like the video, share the video, you never know who's gonna be informed. The boys who want love, respect, bless up. Peace.
That make it go.
You want 2K rumors and news, you in the right place. Want a community that's cool, you in the right place. You want tips, subscribe now and ring the bell. Then go to the park and give them hell. The Fruit Squad is an organization with all winners. Soldiers up in formation, we all killers.
Look, I ain't gonna throw y'all. Now the link is gonna be in the description. Y'all could just stop by their channel, stop by their Twitter, show them some love, man. Because of them, we got this info for y'all, man. Now we got a few new builds to critique, of course, man. They actually went in the My Player Builder. I don't know how they're doing it. Alright, and they created a few builds, and I ain't gonna follow y'all. I'm really optimistic with what I'm seeing here for next gen in terms of this My Player Builder and in terms of what they're allowing us to do, man. I ain't gonna follow y'all, man. So let's get to these builds real quickly. We got 3 builds for y'all, and I got one in the truck that I got him working on for me, and y'all gonna get that later, of course. But let's get to these builds. Now the first build, of course, you're gonna check out is called a two-way scoring machine. Now the good thing about this build, man, this build is actually in the power forward position. Now these builds are created to be supporting type builds, like comp type builds. Now when you look at the attributes, though, it's like a pace beast because it got high defense, and you could finish inside, yo, like get all the contact downs and all that good stuff. And not only that, you can stretch the floor, because when you look at this build, y'all, on the driving layup it's a 93. On the driving down it's a 95, then you know it's gonna get to a 99. Once you get 99, y'all, you got a 60 of course in the standing dunk. So you need to remember what the contact dunk requirements are when it comes to these type of builds, man. 1 second, let me check it out really quick to see if that's covered. You know, I got everything around here somewhere. Alright, so pull up the contact dunks, right? To get the contact dunks on all these builds right here, right? You need, for the big man, you need a 6 vertical of that. You need, right? So I think standing dunk of 80. So the standing dunk on this build right now is a 60, so he won't be able to get contact dunk because some adjustments he would probably have to make. If I was him, I would make sure that he gets big man contact dunk, but he will be able to get the driving contact dunk by the way, right? So you need for big man to get at least an 80 on the standing dunk, according to some information that was released, man. To get the big man contact dunk, you need a standing dunk of 80. Alright? So if they won't be able to get standing contact dunk, I probably would make a little bit of adjustment on that, but let's continue with what else this build could do. By the way, he got 60 on the standing dunk. He got the mid-range is going to be solid at 90. Come on, my G. Come on, my G. This is going to be able to spread the floor as well with an 84 on the 3 and a 90 on the midi. But when you look at that playmaking, of course, he didn't put anything on passing accuracy. Remember, this is a support build, but he did put something on ball handling and speed with the ball. But with the 80, you know he's going to be able to get pro dribble moves as well. Right? Now when you look at the defense is pretty much covered for a power forward build. Don't have anything on perimeter defense or steals, which is, I don't like to put big with steals on it, to be quite honest. But I might put a little something, but you got 25 by default, so I think that's good for Steelers. But he does have a really high interior defense with 91, 93 on the block, 88 on the defensive rebounds, on the offensive rebounds, and a 95 on the defensive rebounds. Now, me personally, I would probably drop a little bit on the offensive rebound side, to be quite honest, and probably put a little something else on the standing dunk. And I might drop the mid-range a little bit, drop it to like around 85 as well, and put that so I could get a little bit more of the dunking. I need a little bit more. I'm shooting for that standing contact dunk, because once you get the standing contact dunk, this is a really good dominant power forward build. Now this only comes in at 6'7". If you look at it, it's a 6'7" build, so he's not that tall. He's not that tall, and that's probably why he's able to get such a high ball handle at the power forward position. He had to go a little shorter. Now, if he probably pump it up a little 6'8" and not worry about the ball handle that much, this would be a really good supporting big that could stretch the floor, y'all. To be quite honest, carry the passing a little bit, take down that playmaking. You don't need all that playmaking badge, to be quite honest with this build. And put up the dunking, put up the shooting, put up the free throws to make it more of a thing, and add something else to the strength, add some more attributes to the strength as well. So I would definitely use the playmaking on this build, add something to the strength, and put up the dunking and put up the shooting. Put up a little bit more in terms of the free throws to make it a more all-rounded, like a pro-am type build, and put it at 6'8". And I think that would make this build really, really solid. But great build, by the way, y'all. I ain't gonna front. That build, yeah. Y'all cooking, man. Y'all cooking. I ain't gonna front y'all. Alright, so let's move on to the next build. I took a little longer than I would like. And this one's a stretch glass mirror. This is definitely a supporting type build that we definitely gotta check out, of course. Now, when you look right here, man, this build still at the same time still got elite, like pretty solid defense, though. Alright, let me pull up everything right now. Now, when you look at the shooting, this build is a little taller now. Now, when you see a little taller, you see it takes a little hit on everything else outside of rebounding, right? So they actually put this build at 6'8", and it's in the power forward position as well. It's similar to the last one, but there is a hit on certain things because he wasn't able to put as much attributes that I think, like when you look at the finishing, the close shots and all that stuff. But he does get a driving dunk at 93. The layup is 80, which is solid. The close shot is 80, which is solid. He ain't put anything on standing dunk. I would definitely try to put something on standing dunk. Alright, but let me go through. Now the shooting is pretty solid as well for this build, and he got 19. Now, yes, I repeat, 19 shooting badges. That's because he actually adds some free throws to it. So that's a huge difference when you actually add some free throws. You're gonna get a lot more shooting badges, right? So when you look at that, he got a mid-range over 86, he got a 3-point over 84, and he got 80 on the free throw, which is really solid. Now,
Sensodyne Sensitivity and Gum is a dual-action toothpaste with a low abrasion formula. It builds a protective layer over sensitive areas and targets and removes plaque. Dual-action, one specialist toothpaste.
Cinnamon Sweet Applejack, classic Kellogg's Corn Flakes, and the crispy crunch of Corn Pops. Everyone's got one.
Now, we didn't put anything on playmaking, which is how I prefer. Like, I might put a little something to get maybe 1 or 2 badges on supporting big. You know what I mean? For him to make sure and pass the ball a little bit more accurately, but you don't necessarily need it. Now, when you go straight to the defense, right? A very solid big build interior in terms of playing interior defense. You got 80 on that, and of course, if you get to 99, it's gonna be an 84. I would definitely try to max that out, of course, but that's what you're working with. You see the attributes already maxed out, so let's continue. You're already at 95, which means, yeah, you already used all his attributes. And the block is a 90 overall, which is really solid, really good. The offensive rebound is a 95. I would probably take a hit here, but if you take a hit here, you won't be called a glass cleaner anymore. And on the defensive rebound, he got a 95. Now this is a solid all-around build straight out the gate. You pretty much don't have to touch anything. It would be nice to get the standing contact dunk, but you know you got to take it all the way up to 80, y'all. All the way up to 80 to get a standing contact dunk. So he got driving contact dunk, which is good. This is going to be a really solid pick and roll or pick and pop build right here that will play in the comp stage that will dominate, y'all. I'm really optimistic about this build. Good job again, alright? Now the last build we're going to check out today is a two-way shot creator build. Now the funny thing about this build, y'all, it's a two-way shot creator, of course, in the shooting guard position, right? And he actually created it at 6'5". Now, when you look at this build, man, he didn't put a lot of passing accuracy because no, you don't need that. He's looking to score with this build, and it's a great supporting build as well. This is a nice product build, or sometimes you'll be able to help you, like dribble up the ball or whatever, dribble up the floor, especially if you got a lockdown, pressuring you a lot. Now, the thing with this build, right? This will actually have elite shooting, really elite defense in terms of perimeter defense and some on the interior defense as well. Rebounding solid, especially on the defensive end. And he'll get contact dunks, y'all. Yo, I ain't gonna front. Now the thing is, you take a little under acceleration, which is alright. Well, let's go through the action real quick, right? Now, when you look at the coach shot, you ain't put anything on the coach shot because, of course, the shot create type is more of a shooting type build. Finish inside, you go inside, you're trying to dunk on people. That's what you do. Got a solid layup as well with an 80 layup, so can't be mad at that. Got a driving dunk with a 95, of course. That's a beat. That's going to be going at 99, y'all. Okay, so this is elite contact dunks on this build already at 6'5", y'all. Yo, that's crazy to me. Now, when you look at the shooting, 94 on the mid-range. This bill ain't gonna miss. 92 on the three. This bill ain't gonna miss, and he got 24. I repeat this, 24 shooting badges on this bill, man. This is a really good W right here. Now, on the passing accuracy, he took a little hit. He put it to a 34, of course. But the ball handling, he actually got this to an 80. I would probably try, if I was him, to drop that a little bit more, to put that up a little bit more, right? Because if I could get to about the 82, you get to an 82, right? And then you max out at a 99, you'll be able to momentum dribble with this build, right? You'll be able to momentum dribble with this build. So you're trying to get it to an 86 on the ball handling, right? Of course, he tried, you know, it's still going to be solid where it's at, but
you've heard it before. It's the little things. But this year, a little goes a long way. You might be a little less about the parties, and a little more about the people. Little gestures, little moments, little ways to show your appreciation. So keep sharing the love, little by little.
You get that to an 82, drop the ball, receive the ball a little bit inside, you know, take a little hit on that, or take a hit somewhere else, like, let me look, maybe layup. Take a hit on layup, and just to bring that up to an 82, that will be in a solid spot right there. Or maybe an offensive rebound, that could take a little hit as well. Now, let's look at the interior defense is a 73, which is solid for shooting guard. That's really, really good for a shooting guard, actually. Perimeter defense 95, steal 95. Oh my God, I would take a hit on the steal for sure. I don't really like high steals like that because I don't slam a lot, but yeah, I could see what he wants to do with this build. The blocks is a 67, which is solid. Offensive rebound is a 64. Yeah, a little higher than I would prefer for a shooting guard, especially. The defensive rebound, I like defensive rebound on all my builds. That's sitting right now at an 84. So I see so much stuff I could do with this build to try to take some shot. Like, I don't need offensive rebound. I would take some down and probably put up the acceleration on this build a little bit. Then the next thing I would probably take a hit on is a little bit more, maybe steals. I take a little hit on steals and then put up probably what did I want to put up a little bit? Take a hit on the steals and move up the acceleration. I think it was acceleration. Yeah, I might get the acceleration up a little bit more, and the ball handle needs to go up a little bit. Yeah, that's it. These builds and seeing how he created these builds are making me feel more confident about the next gen NBA 2K21 building, y'all. It seems like it's so much more flexible. Like you could have a build with elite shooting.
Damn, how many questions they got?
Contact dunks, and still have elite defense with this building. You could not do that in previous 2K. And you probably could do it in the first 2K, but over the last few years, but now, yeah, we out here, man. So anyways, man, let me know what y'all think about the video, man. Shout out to Run Jesus once again. Show my guys some love. You know what it is, man. A legend. Y'all really coming through with the info, man. So y'all know I gotta bring it to y'all, man. So if it's your first time to the channel and you like the video, man, make sure like the video, share the video, and hit the boy your subscribe. If it's not your first time, like the video, share the video. You never know who's gonna be informed, y'all. The boys can want love, respect, bless up. Peace, peace, peace.
Thanks for coming out, everybody. As you know, I'm a car guy.
All right, so what is it about their products that you like?
They work.
So, Junior, you say you're a car guy.
You want 2K rumors and news, you in the right place. Want a community that's cool, you in the right place. You want tips, subscribe now and ring the bell. Then go to the park and give them hell. The Blue Squad is an organization with all winners. Soldiers up in formation, we all killers. And when you step on the court, yo, you're our dinner. When I play D in the fourth, yo, Kawhi Leonard.
Ooh, dope. Ooh, dope. It's your boy. You done know brutal, sim on the scene, wicked and mean with a next video for y'all, man. So y'all know what it is by now. I'll give you a 5 seconds. 5 seconds to share boy some love, because you know YouTube link the audience to like. So the more likes, the faster y'all get these videos on time, y'all. 5 seconds to like up this video, y'all.
Man, it's huge.
Are there any specifics?
I know y'all got your boy. I know y'all got your boy. Blue Squad, we in the building. So I've been doing a lot of research last night trying to get some information for y'all, man. I ain't gonna front. I woke up this morning and I was a little bit flabbergasted because I saw Brian Mazik put out an article with damn near everything and some more stuff than I was actually putting together for y'all, man. So I'm gonna go over his article really quick. Shout out to Brian Mazik. He's actually a sports writer for Forbes. And he does do a lot of information on 2K, cloud information for 2K. But this one is a HW. Check out the article, of course, if y'all got time. I'm going to put a link in the description. But of course, I'm going to cover it or go over what he got here really quick. And it's going to be a pretty straightforward, shortish video because I'm just going to be going over the main points in the whole night. So let's get to the info. So you see the title of the article, and you can put it down. I know you're not seeing the top of it, but it's NBA 2K21 Next Gen 25 things you should know about the new game. Of course, it is in point form. So let's get to the info. Now, the first thing he mentioned was the official release date. Now, of course, we know when Next Gen is going to be dropping, the 10th for the Xbox Series X and S, and the 12th for the PS5. So those are the release dates because 2K will already be live for these games, right? Now, the price, of course, he put it out there is $70 or $69.99. I know why they put that 99, something like it's supposed to look like less. No, it's $70. That's called it what it is, man. Right? Now, the download side is something really important, of course, especially for the Series S, man. The Series S looks like it ain't got much storage at all, man. Now, this was actually from a Reddit post. I saw this Reddit post. I did catch a few screenshots, of course, but whatever. According to the Reddit post, the 121.7 gigabytes on the Xbox Series X, and 101 gigabytes on the Series S. Now, we don't have any information on the PS5 yet, but it's likely to be closer to the Series X, of course. Now, the S might be like that because the S is not really a 4K machine like that, or 4K at 100 and some frames or high frames. So that might make sense why it's only 101 gigs, man. So let's go by the game service will actually be live from today, which is November 8th. I don't know when y'all gonna be seeing this video, but I'm releasing on November 8th, and that's when the service will be live. So once you get a hard copy of the game, you'll be able to actually get it on November 8th. Now, I think if you get a download copy like most people did, so a lot of people buy the Lambert edition for previous for current gen, you won't have to wait till November 10th to get on the game, apparently. Right? How to redeem your dual access to the standard edition. A lot of people been asking me this. A lot of people was worried about this. Now here's some information. That if you purchase the physical copy of the Mamba Forever Edition or current gen, you should have a code in the standard edition on next gen. Alright, you should have a code for the standard edition on next gen. If you bought it digitally, you would be activating your Xbox Series X, S, or S, or PlayStation 5 on the same account, so you have to activate on the same account. The SE version on next gen should be there. Alright, so it should be there when you activate it. Just checking your downloads or something, and it should be out there, right? Now, number 6 on his list is visual enhancement, of course. And then, of course, he showed some examples of these right here. And, of course, these screenshots were big with the Zach LaVine and Blake Griffin. I probably posted a few days ago. Y'all can check it out. Number 7 on his list is heavy Kobe Bryant influence. Of course, we know by now we got a new Kobe called the Whole 9. A few Kobe murals, even on current gen, but on next gen, yeah, you're gonna have some Kobe murals there as well. So shout out to 2K for actually playing this man some respect.
They're pretty easy for
I would always say I would
if I do at least one, I might get 180
fucking
fucking BC out there. 180,
Now the number 8 on the list is
I'm in tier 1s right now, bro. I need to get into the tier 2s.
Multiple examples of that. So all these loading times and loading screens.
The quicker I get into the other tiers, the more VC I get.
So hopefully the servers could hold up to kind of support the next gen, the kind of power next gen is coming with that. Now number 9 on this list is 150 NPCs. Now if you don't know what NPCs are, they are kind of CPU control AI thing that will give us some.
I'm not going to park without badges, bro. That is stupid.
I already mentioned this in previous videos. They will actually give us some assignments and objectives to kind of help us get some unique clothes.
I gotta go through Rookieville to do affiliations first.
To the news that comes with the new city, man, and I'm definitely looking forward to this. I ain't gonna front with you. I think it will be on a cycle of every 4 to 6 weeks. They'll be having new assignments and stuff like that. So, yeah, it's going to be really interesting as well. Now, number 10 on the list is more control over shot arc and more. So you already see what they did with the pro stick aiming in current gen. I'm a little worried, especially with these Zens out there. But now, with the timing and how you release it,
I'm gonna look around first before I join it, cause
or what type of arc the shot got.
I'm gonna try to see which one sent me on there.
See these rainbows going up from the board.
I don't want to just join a random one, not have nobody to play with in that bitch. They don't even give you up for the one score no more. That is crazy.
Moves that's coming with next gen, so we can look forward to that. Number 12 is new movement engine. Number 13 is the foot planting, and we seen in videos so far that they released a little bit more realistic move. There's still some slide, but not as much. So the foot planting is there. But one thing I gotta say, man, from Brian Mazik's video,
not yet. I'm mostly going for my playmaking badges. I got 7 already. I ain't cooked yet.
You gotta focus on facing the player and playing.
Kind of sort of. I can kind of sort of shoot right now.
But at the same time, you're not gonna be sliding all over the place as well. Number 14 is collisions. Alright, so there's a new impact engine coming.
I made a play shot. He can get contact dunks and do all type of shit. When I max him out, when I get the advantage and shit.
See how that works out. Now, of course, we did cover a lot of these things in the reports that they dropped, which was very important as well. Number 15 is the new My Player ability. Y'all see I've been uploading some videos about this, been showing y'all some new builds, and I got a solid one for y'all, man. I think I might have the LeBron James build figured out already. Stay tuned for that. I'm probably going to be dropping that bomb later. No more pie charts in the whole night. Number 16, new badges, y'all. Now the thing is, some of these badges are badges split up, but there are actually some new badges that will help us out with this list. Now we did give a list of the new badges. Once again, you can find these in the courtside reports, but of course you can check them out on this article as well. I'm not going to go through it, but yes, we do have some new badges to report to. Now this is something that I'm not that excited about. I know from y'all when I really start looking at it. Number 17 is the new takeover system. The reason why I'm not excited about this is because the takeover system now is extremely stripped down. It is stripped down. It's making things a little bit too specific. So whereas the Glass Cleaner used to do multiple stuff like grab the ball and throw it out with a takeover and give your teammates a boost, and plus you can tell where the ball is going. Now you gotta get separate, like you gotta get both Glass Cleaning takeover to get the same thing that you used to do previously. So they definitely stripped it down a lot. This is gonna be interesting to see how we start, because now we got dual takeover and all that. But the problem is dual takeover, if you use this two same takeover, now you get what you used to get on previous games. Well, you could mix it up and then, but still. Yeah, it's a little stripped down version of the takeover system that we previously had. You gotta call a spade, man. That's what I'm here for. Alright, now, number 18, new AI upgrades, and the Star actually did a nice video about it. He did a live stream explaining this, and I did do a solid breakdown of the live stream for y'all. I ain't gonna front. For my career, I'm tired of playing with dumbass teammates, and hopefully they get it right. And it seems like usually I'm playing against the most genius teammates, and my team got the worst teammates of all time. Now hopefully they could fix this issue that we've been going through, and then yeah, at some point we need some decent teammates. Okay, balance it out, y'all. I want to be able to just play as a player and not be the one that's doing it all for a team. I want to feel like I'm part of the team for once. Of course, I need to be the main person of the team, but I don't want to be the one that's doing every single thing to win some games. I want to be able to pass to some team and they make some shots. I want to be able to call some plays and they're in the right position and stuff like that. But let's continue on. You know, I could rank about this. Ooh, y'all have no idea how long I could rank about this. Number 19 is player ratings. They released a lot of player ratings. Of course, LeBron is the number one. I think he should be a 99, by the way, but we could discuss that at a different time. Alright, now I'm not that big on player ratings, but LeBron, he needs to be 99. But number 20, when will rookies and free agents be added? Now, according to this, the NBA draft is supposed to be later this month. I think it might be around the 18th, actually. Not the draft, the draft will be around the 18th. I googled it last night sometime. That's how I know. With the free agency running shortly after. The 2020 to 2021 season will begin December 22nd. The rookies and free agents will be added sometime before December 2nd, barring a delay. Number 21, the city replaces the neighborhood, and we all see that amazing field. I ain't gonna front like that. I'm not impressed. I'm impressed. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Number 22, the WNBA experience is much larger. Helping you with the whole new ecosystem system for the WNBA. It's like getting a game within a game. So if you
Bro, every time I see this nigga pop up, I see Baltimore training Greg.
Alright, and there's a lot for you to do as well with their own new My Player Builder intact, y'all. So
what's this, Slimer?
I'll definitely stop by and check this out. Y'all know what it is, man. And I'm happy for the ladies that love playing 2K. They can actually go and do this instead of this.
Let me have to call you again. Let me have to call you again.
They got their own team here in the whole night.
Oh, my fault. I thought we was going to have a misunderstanding.
The My NBA combines My League and My
What you doing, Slimer?
And more. Now, of course, I did an article on this as well. Really interesting.
I said, what you doing, Slimer?
I'm happy for my game players. They've been complaining, my league players, been complaining against the same fucking place. All over the
watching the ain't your favorite team, the Baltimore Ravens?
Brought back, and that's going to be really interesting to see how
your team suck.
Affects that community this year.
Didn't they lose to the Titans last year?
My team carried over connects with current gen. All the people that been grinding my team.
Your team
They are the
suck.
only one that really benefits from grinding like that.
Look at Ken Buckets.
Because right now I'm sitting on 500
Ken Buckets.
from that grind. I'm going to try to put some corn in the next few days. So when I'm over,
you said
I got
what?
that 100K weight there. And plus I got 500 and 600 and something. I can put it
Ken Red.
Look what I said last time. This is what I said. Nigga, I'm like pig feet. What is
Oh, I wish I had stayed that far to KVC. This is hell. This is fucking torture.
And that's when I leave 25. You, my career story and functionality. Now, of course, you don't know a lot of things beside the new, and I'm just doing the summary because I know about it. Well, they're going to be calling the blame on the rain, bro. Blame on the rain. Right? Well, now you're going to have the option to go to the TV instead of just I ain't gonna lie. Look at that shit. It's wet as hell. I ain't gonna lie. To what direction? We ain't leaving this game, though. We ain't leaving. I ain't tripping. But I hope.
It's Sersky.
Yes, Sersky. It's a little too late. I know you all already know it. Nigga over like pinky slime. Nah, nigga, his slime over like pinky. Nigga, I played all the tattoos on his palms. I went back and watched. And I did it on the screen when I was watching.
Bro, that nigga really ain't look up. Man, look up and kiss the bitch, boy.
He said, I hate Kaya. She must not want to get his ugly ass on the horny again. But, let me know what y'all think, man. Shout out to Brian Mazik for this article, man. I do appreciate it. The more I got to do, what's going on. What's up, man? Like the video. Like the bitch ass nigga, man. My team losing right now. Bitch, I'll kill you. On God, I'll kill you, kid. Hey, worry about the you, nigga. Don't worry about me. I ain't surprised the problem. Worry about we winning, nigga. We winning. Fuck you mean, nigga? We the top 10 of the nation. Fuck you talking about? But y'all gonna beat Clemson though. Worry about Clemson. Don't worry about that. It don't matter though, nigga. Don't give a fuck about Clemson, nigga. Yes, sir. Yeah, it is. Sir. Oh, okay. Yes, sir. Real quick. Nigga, you gonna hold Tulane fans. Worry about them, nigga. First of all, before we hop into this, I want to give you guys a clear explanation of what's currently going on. I wanted to make a YouTube video on the last blog, which I didn't make a YouTube video on, mainly because I knew that this blog was actually coming out. This is one with much more information that we needed. You know what I mean? I feel
come out and play.
And all that.
It's
No,
still
you
gonna
don't.
happen. You know what I mean? It's gonna be things happen.
Damn, bro.
I told myself,
Oh my god, I need some VC,
ain't no
bro.
real reason to make
I
a
can't
video
keep
on
living
that.
like
So
this.
let's go ahead and wait till something is valid, that's out. You know what I'm saying? Yo, what's up, everybody?
Oh my god, he missing layups. I can't wait till this game over. Get me out of here, please.
This blog right here had everything in it that we needed, all the information that we're going to need to know when playing at the park, playing in pro-am, playing in rec, being able to play at 2s to the 3s court, whether you want to create some pro-am team, whatever you need to know about bagging, the bills, all that is here. Now, the main thing is, I knew that I wasn't going to be able to record the video and put it out without
I ain't gonna never make no free throws.
My make-sure thing got a good video downright. It's better than yours.
My big Mick kept me
I started on YouTube. I made sure my Facebook
This jumbo straight
and
when
when it comes to content, news and stuff like that, it's never going to go to
jumbo
the platform. It's always
that's
going to be
y'all.
So, shout out to the 1,000 people here watching. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Let's go ahead and get to the news.
But I got it for it. My jumbo straight back to y'all.
Probably maybe like 10 minutes ago. Now, for y'all who don't know, people with logos and stuff like that, specifically the 2K ones, for everyone who had a logo above their head when the game first dropped, like within the first 4 days of the game dropping, all of those people are basically content creators at 2K Plus and will divulge information to you prior to letting it go out to the world. So, I can tell you guys right now, it's very hard to hold on to information, but as a professional, you get hard because you know, information happens and you know you get it, they're going to end up finding out mainly because we live in cancel culture, we live in a culture where people want to expose other people. So just imagine somebody reaching out to somebody else in the DM saying, yo, I know about all this info you did just drop. And then you drop one piece of that information, all of them is screenshots and next thing you know, you're bagging something. So I never, I'm one of those people who won't put my bag above anybody else. Now, this right here, I'm guessing that it's done. I know that this is going to be the last vlog that we drop until the next game comes out. Most likely, they're probably going to have 2 more trailers. But basically, saying new operator builder, no more pie charts, lots of new badges.
Why you laughing, Bill? Shit, y'all was the best team last year and shit.
Next gen AI updates. Now, of course, everybody that is a Kobe fan will love just not, as soon as they see my mentality badge, they instantly fell in love with next gen AI. Usually how it happens, like, something would drop something, and everybody
we got more championships than the Ravens, though, so we ain't worried about it.
Looking at it from the standpoint of like, okay, I've been playing
Tony Banks looking at that nigga, chill out.
Let me see what I can do. How can I not do it? Like, I seen a whole
Don't make his name Ravens player. Don't make him get your
just 2 months ago, these
get your damn,
no,
Chris McGallagher.
Man, interesting with Rod Wilson looking at him.
Get your damn career sub.
Franco Harris looking at him.
Oh, you going back? Get your damn.
Fuck you mean? Liz Swan looking at him.
Nigga, going back to the 70s and shit. The Ravens, the Baltimore, John Elway.
Johnny Unitas looking at him.
Hold on. I believe that this. I don't know if it's right. I remember when the Quickfire report started coming about. Mike Blank, like basically Mike Blank's death. If that makes any sense to y'all. But basically saying, welcome to the final Quickfire report. Just a few weeks away. You can get your hands on the next gen version of 2K.
Oh my man, give me out this game, bro.
And November 12th for PlayStation 5. Now before we move on.
November 10th, you guys will be getting a new video from me using Xbox Series X gameplay. Alright, but after the 10th, once the 12th starts, I will be
good defense, nigga. You're right.
PlayStation 5.
Good defense.
Stop for the entire generation unless something happens with Xbox and they, you know what I mean? I mean, but for the most part, you will get a video from November 10th. Xbox Series X gameplay. From the 12th on, it's going to be PlayStation 5. Basically, this is going to be discussed a lot from the spiritual revolutionary technology and enhancements. Just building themselves up. Basically,
General Strict, stop that play right there.
All about customization. We've taken a lot of our feedback from the community over the past few years as we evolved. My player literally just started this shit. Like, they changed it to my player and everybody gets lost in how to title their videos and what to talk about. But my player ability is here, right? So it says no more pies. You no longer choose from the presets. Instead, you can control over setting each individual rating to the cat.
Big jumbo strip for you.
Restrictions based on your vitals.
My jumbo strip for you.
But there's much more control to make the exact type of player you want to be. Now, let me be you.
Got it back.
I'm just gonna suspended. Yeah, I think so. I ain't checked when I came back.
Most of the people was only a day.
They back on?
Should be.
I'm gonna check right. Oh, let me see if I can save and put my correct quick. Oh, yeah, almost saved.
Which account you on?
I'm on the other account. The account I made today. I'm gonna see right quick though.
You gotta switch account.
I don't know why we ever went to pie chart.
Then they gonna let me keep the players I made?
Oh, go back.
Oh shit. Then they gonna let me keep the players I made though?
Switch you. You probably have to log